no one's strange with these names.
No need
Especially
for
the legends on that roster as well.
Yeah, exactly. No need for actual introduction here. Everybody should be, at this point, cognizant of who these guys are. And yesterday we got the chance to see them against Eternal Fire, the Turkish lineup with Imor Voxic, Xfloud, Azantares and the like. And unfortunately for the Turkish lineup, it wasn't enough. They were beaten 2-0. But today they're facing off INDE IRAE. Of course, the team that Davkos, the legendary Russian player, of course, from the past, blast from the past, you can say, back in Flipside, back when, you know, Flipside was still relevant. He has decided to get back on track into the pro gaming scene, and well, with his team of Railway, Facecrack, Hurt Frisk, and Flowian, they'll be trying to take on Dignitas. And as you said, it is the only, well, one of the two teams, MOUZ NXT being the other, that had been passing on through the round of 16 with the invites through, well, the challenging moments, to the challenging ordeal that they had to go through. INDE IRAE is certainly giving us a, well, giving everybody a run for their money, and hopefully today we'll see the same against Dignitas themselves. And this is the underdog story. This is where INDE IRAE can show that, you know, even though they might not be the most recognizable team in the world, they can definitely be, you know, that kind of underdog that comes out punching from the get-go. In any case, the veto is where it really will matter the most, if you ask me, as we open it up with the bans. Does ban by Dignitas, no surprise. Overpass ban by INDE IRAE, again, no surprise. And Vertigo pick by Dignitas.
Yeah, that is a slight surprise, but also in a way not that big, considering it is there to punish INDE IRAE, who've not had that much success on that map, and then vice versa for Ancient. Dignitas, they played it a few times, but their success clearly not as prominent as INDE IRAE's, nor their experience on that map of playing it. I mean, sure, we don't know what practice has been looking like, but the games themselves, they have been fairly, I mean, yeah, they've been fairly close on Ancient for Dignitas, but INDE IRAE, they've played it a lot more. There should be a bit of experience that carries over. And especially when that CT side of theirs is going to come into play, we'll get to see them in their element as well. And the third and final map, a map Dignitas have liked to play for the longest time, that being a Nuke. We're going to have to find out how the veto is going to go, though, on the server.
That is absolutely true. I just wanted to point out that yesterday on Nuke we had it as the second map against their opponents of Eternal Fire, and it was a one-sided affair. Dignitas did kind of sweep with the competition. So we'll see if it comes down to it to the third one, but your expose about that Ancient map definitely comes true, because INDE IRAE, they are no strangers to it. They certainly have shown quite a few quality moments and games in the past for it, and I'm eager to see where it leads us to moving forward. As you know, Vertigo, I would dare say, fair enough, it shouldn't be ending too well for INDE IRAE, but Ancient, I think, is the one map that INDE IRAE I'm expecting to give us a show and a half, and possibly even taking one from underneath Dignitas.
Yeah, that is very possible in a way, but yeah, we will have to just find out, because I mean, Vertigo for Dignitas, we've seen him play it sometimes, and yesterday as well. I mean, apparently they felt confident enough today to pick it as well, because they had a good or fairly good time on it. 1960, it went to OT, yes, but looking at the performances, I think Lecro dropped 41 kills on Vertigo yesterday, and he wasn't the only one popping off, as was Forest, Heap as well. It was basically everyone on that team having a lot of fun. And then today, they're playing against INDE IRAE. It's not the exact same sort of caliber on that map than, or as Eternal Fire may be, but if we see even half of those players performing like they did yesterday, it should be fairly comfortable for them on the first one.
I kind of have to agree here. If Lekro gives us half of what we've seen yesterday, then this is going to be not just comfortable, but it is most likely going to be a victory for Dignitas on Vertigo. Though my doubt for Ancient is still present. Historically, it hasn't been the best map for Dignitas. They've been a little bit up and down in past matchups. They don't really have many games played likewise, and they did take the L against Lin Vision and Blink both last time they played it, which was about 2-3 weeks ago, give or take. So I'm eager to see if they've learned anything from their past mistakes, if they've gone over the demos, but we are eager to see Vertigo started off. Ladies and gents, it is going to be our first round. Of course, the tournament brought to you by Visit Malta, the heart of the Mediterranean, where the teams that win, well, the top teams that win, do get 2 boot camps in Malta as well. That's pretty amazing. In any case, the pistol is here, and let's see where it leads us to.
Starts off slow, Vertigo. It is gonna be a bit of a slower start for them, but yeah, just waiting, making sure INDE IRAE aren't making any mistakes that they can capitalize on, and if that happens, then, well, they are gonna be making their way through towards the bomb sites, easy peasy, but waiting again, group it up, and soon enough they are gonna make their way, and flow in and get a bit of information from that. You can see the rotation it causes. Team that was towards mid alongside a railway now comes back to help him out here, but Flowin's aim or USP as the first, and a chance for more as well, information, more and more relayed, more rotations as well. As that T side of utility, it all comes through barreling towards that A side, and the CT's early locked out.
Oh boy. Plant fake. So they draw attention of INDE IRAE if they can. And we can see now that Freiburg takes the safer approach to the plant itself. 4v5 after plant, where Dignitas do not exactly have the best positions, but they do have the best chances. Freiburg, gets absolutely dwindled down to nothing. Forest does find 1, Forest finds 2. This is still giving an opportunity to say the least, but this opportunity is quickly sliding away. Lekro in a 1v2 now. Oh, a 1v1, Lekro, could he do it again? Yesterday he had a splendid showing, and Lekro will do it again. A 1v3 he pulls off from his pocket, from the bottom of his shoes, and well, that is going to be a 1-0 start to Dignitas. The pistol is going to be his, and his alone. That is an individual brilliant performance.
Exactly, that puts them in the right position to do something about the next round as well here, because the force buy from the CTs. Had Dignitas lost it, they probably would have gone for the force buy either way, but now they're the ones who can try and slow that down here, but let's see what exactly that's gonna do here. The CT side, an MP9 and 4 Desert Eagles, yes, there's a chance, but they're gonna have to start doing something that isn't playing the default positions they're currently playing, I think. But in the way that Dignitas are playing as well, it is complementing them that they are slow at the same time. So it is kind of 50-50. Take your pick.
It kind of is, though. Dignitas playing it safe, playing it sound. They'll approach this best they can. They're already losing Heap early on. A lot of damage from the nades as well. This is actually really good for INDE IRAE. If they can find at least one more, and they do. That's Freiburg that goes through the smoke, gets caught. No plant to be happening now. They do not have the position to afford that. And Dignitas is in trouble.
Oh yeah, the smokes as well as they begin to fade. Open up the kill feed for the CTs. Yeah, again, a face cracks the next one. His MP9 is so far the only thing on the kill feed, but it's damage, and monumental one at that, because now it's on to Forest. A legend of the game. And now he's going to have to teach these new kids how to play with 20 seconds left and a bomb on his back. He has to make the run. Hadn't fought this up for even a second of the CTs. They know of this already. To race against time, I don't think he has it.
No, he does not. Like, he does not have time to even plant, and I think he will realize this himself soon. As much as he wants, he needs to die before time runs out. Otherwise, he is in trouble. This is the worst case scenario for Forest. falls after the clock runs out on him. 1-1, tied up in INDE IRAE. They make it work. We did say the underdog is here to show some nit and grit, and they are certainly doing so right now. Good start on the round itself. They got a lot of nade damage in, that MP9 as well on Heap to begin on short of A, only to then continue on with the success rate. INDE IRAE not only tie it up, but bring Dignitas to bed on a force buy. That's going to make them a little bit less, how to say this, dangerous, if they're able to close with another victory here. Actually. IR baboon. Well, that I don't know. That just popped in my mind. Great cartoon. Do you remember it? Cow and Chicken. Or wait, what's the name? Wait, IR baboon. Wait, was that Cow and Chicken, or is that a specific other cartoon? I don't know. Never mind. I'm going off a tangent here.
Yeah, I was taking about a trip and one I don't really know anything about. But either way, back into the game. Focus on this again a bit. Get to see Facecrack. His MP9 last round was the one that made the difference. 3 kills started off from the boost, and now with an AOS as well. He's gonna try and get a bit of damage, spam the smokes, and see if the T players are gonna be walking into him. But in a way, he doesn't expect they go, as Freiburg takes the first 2. Info collected out towards A at the next one as well, nearly there. Now that MP9 will still have a chance at long range. Armor, not enough either way. Freiburg, with him going down, that T side are gonna be slowing down completely as well. The bomb making its way towards that B side slowly but surely as well. Indeed, I gotta figure out what do they want to do here. Dignitas apparently they figured out what they want to do. Come back towards A, that is, and well, 2 players on the side. Mac 10 close by. That's 2. That's 3. Now that's an easy 4th as well. No real shot in the end. They started off well, but a bit of damage, the only thing they can get away with.
Brilliance by Freiburg, still not being enough, unfortunately. And that is INDE IRAE's chance now to take it away to 3 rounds in a row. And just to correct myself, it is I Am Weasel, the cartoon, that has the character IR Baboon. Amazing cartoon. I don't know why I remembered it, but yeah, pretty insane. INDE IRAE, meanwhile, being even better. They've got themselves a nice little start here to begin with. We did say Vertigo, the choice of Dignitas, is a scary map to play against a team like such. Albeit, we can't forget that, you know, the underdog always has something to say about opponents' map picks. We've seen it one too many times where teams like Dignitas, the ones that we would consider the better team, to lose their own pick only to then battle it out barely enough to pull us into a third on the opponent's pick, which would in this case be Ancient. And I've already got my doubts about Ancient and Dignitas, so there is a scary reality that this could go potentially 2-0. And not in the way that people imagine. But Dignitas on an eco shouldn't be able to do much. As we can see, they're not doing much.
Yeah, not equipped to handle this. Not even equipped to deal much damage, but of course, as soon as I want to even say that, it's all okay. Only 1. So, we are gonna continue. So, into the next round, the side weapons are coming out yet again. Get to see what sort of a match we're gonna have here. These first 3 gun rounds, they're gonna decide where the game is gonna go and how much back and forth are we gonna have the first half alone. So these are very important for Dignitas, especially now. Let's see what they do. What I do here, get it? Very basic. They are just slowing down towards ramp. Basically, same thing as always. Well, Lecro alone towards mid, but
oh, this is dangerous.
Hear him? I don't know, but it doesn't matter apparently. Railway still takes care of him, punishing Lecro for his mishaps.
I do like what I'm seeing from Dignitas, even after losing Lecro, that they're not going to be, they're not going to be overly disheveled and trying to regain that control of middle, but instead they're going to go A, though. Does it matter? No, Davkos with a double Halzer replies, though. Is it enough? The M4 is still there, but not for long. Freiburg quickly on his toes, thinks and gets himself at least the return favor. It's going to be a 2-on-2, Railway and Hurt Frisk, and, well, if the train hits the station, Dignitas might not have an answer to it. Railway in the flank. As I said, he's about to get into a terminal station, and, well, in this case, Freiburg is not expecting it. The bomb is down, but it's a 1v2 now. Holzerk having to repeat the success of Lekro from the pistol round.
Same position as Demon was in before dodging that first nade. Good spray, though. Now to stuck away. The last man as well has been spotted. Herfrisk has a kit, but Holzerk gotta realize where he's at, and now again he's just tapping that bomb, and now he's off it. Time. That's the issue. That's the real big problem he's got right now, but does he have it?
No time. There we go. Dignitas. They make it happen, man. It cost them a lot. They lose all 5 players, yes, but they do make it happen. And thanks to Holzerk's individual prowess and, well, his good attention to those corners, making sure that he doesn't overextend, that he does not go too wide into the angle, allowing enough time to be drawn out from the C4, and therefore the round itself being decided. The start was horrible. I mean, Davkos, the fact that he gets a double there really puts Dignitas on edge, only to bounce back thanks to the bomb ticking away. And we can see here the cameras of Dignitas and the legends Freiburg and Forrest, man. These two guys, never forget. Of course, this is Holzerk. I love it. I love it. In any case, I'm kind of eager to see what Dignitas have in store for us. I feel like this is going to be the best game of the day, because it is the underdog, right? It is the man, well, it is the underdog that's fighting, as you said, the tyrant Dignitas here. The Titan. Ooh, Holzerk already starting off, though. Railway is out for the count.
Hops off for the first, and now puts Dignitas in an early lead. That's the default they're playing again. That is giving them these chances here. With the CT side, if they go even a bit aggressive, Dignitas is going to try to punish that, but this aggression, it's not going to be that easy. With Davkos being here, he needs to take care of that open. That's not an easy thing to do. Get to see if that is going to change, if they have something they want to do. But Freiburg comes around and he's ready. Well, so is the M4. He's not the only one who has a few tricks up his sleeve. His face crack now runs away, but the B side has a whole lot more attention as well. Florian takes care of the mid flank. That Lekro down at the moment is able to be planted as well. Put it over the last 40 seconds of the round of the CT side. A Davkos as well. The open looking for the shots to connect as the B side needs to be retaken. There's no clear way in.
There is no clear way in. Forrest and Holzerk both, though, just as we say that Caster's curse is real, they get absolutely smashed and Heap in a 1v3. Unfortunately, it's 0 frags still. It looks like a James Bond might be in order here soon. Will not succeed. That is the 4th for INDE IRAE as they take the lead once more onto a double digits difference. Oh, well, not double digits, excuse me. Just 2 rounds difference. Things are getting a little bit out of hand early on, though Dignitas, they've still got quite a little bit of room to maneuver through. And I wouldn't say it's exactly the end of the day, the end of days, as some would already presume. But it is an eco. Therefore, we should suspect INDE IRAE getting the 5th, potentially, you know, running away early on with 6-7 rounds is possible. You know, a gun round is what really makes the difference, and if Dignitas fail on the next, certainly INDE IRAE could already be running, sprinting towards that magnificent advantage.
Yeah, good shot as well. Good nades. I like the little things that TT side are throwing in here at this point. Got the usual. They only do know how to play Vertigo. It's a bit of a different style than Dignitas so far are used to. With the aggression and confidence they're going for. The nades as well. It's usually the nades you do throw, they're more in from the A side using the crane, just bouncing them down the ramp, maybe. No, they're going all the way deep into the into where the forklift used to be. So there's something for Dignitas to keep in mind. So, gotta find that balance now. Gotta be able to push up far enough to dodge those nades and the CT plays that might reside at the same time there. So, Get to see if they are going to be able to do that. Is the next gun round. Holzig again with the open and ready towards that B site, where I believe one man will wait for him. Well, maybe not.
Lecro burning hard. So, I'd say Dignitas need patience in this case. They're being challenged on most accounts, on most positions, and oh boy, Davkost and Hurt Frisk, just as I say it, hit their mark. Make sure that Halzir and Forrest have no business in the round anymore. Heap is at 0-7. We do have a James Bond confirmed, or 007 more specifically. Unfortunate but true. And INDE IRAE, I mean, this is a bit of a surprise. I kind of very much enjoy and love it. Though I did expect Dignitas to be a bit more competitive starting on their T side of Vertigo. Trade back. Heap falls again at 0 still. Flowian, he should be able to take down Lecro at 60 HP. Never mind, doesn't hit the mark. Lecro, okay. Nice little crouch peek.
Yeah, CT's good position. All you gotta do is wait, gets that T side. They don't have enough manpower here, but of course, tried to do something cheeky there, but now it's all onto one Electro. We know what this man is capable of, but he's not able to deliver today. And Dignitas, this is a slow start for them now. A lot of that probably is going to be put onto Heap as well, unfortunately so. 008, and well, when you are relying on a man like Heap so often to get those entries and those headshots, that the fact that he's not really shooting anyone's heads right now, that's a problem.
Obviously, yeah, though, you know, it kind of goes the way I suspected. Losing the gun round here for Dignitas will translate into most likely a 7th round for INDE IRAE as well. There is a mini buy in play, Lecro with the AK. I like the idea here. If there's anybody you want to give the AK to, and the Hero AK more specifically, it's definitely Lecro after yesterday's showing against Eternal Fire. I'd be suspecting quite a bit of a surprise still from Dignitas. Albeit, lest we forget, yesterday they played overtime against EF and they barely were able to scrape by it. So clearly Vertigo might not be their strongest suit, though they still decide to play it, which means they're confident, or at least feel confident, and that's always a good thing. Lecro, this is it, that's what I'm saying. Finally delivers, but Hurt Frisk with a double. Davkost does get caught, but Hurt Frisk with a triple, and it's a 2-on-2 right now, where Dignitas have an opportunity to make this one work. The op on Forest, the AK on Freiberg, the duo, the deadly duo, and the legendary duo more than anything.
Yeah, let's just hope they can now deliver Dignitas. Another one, but no. Speaking of another one, a head popped in. Here's Freiberg, the last man. They know he's here. A deep smoke as well. That's put him in such a bad position, but now the spray commences, and he takes both. Through the wall, through the smoke, Freiberg knows where you are.
Oh man, Freiberg, that spray transfer. That's the quality, that's the consistency, that's the... You know, that's what you want to see out of a player like this. And a beautiful transfer. Look at this, just absolutely on point. He knew exactly where the bomb is planted. It's ingrained into his mind, and he knows where he needs to transfer to, and he perfectly does it as well. A show of skill like no other. And we do have a rebuy here for INDE IRAE, but money is starting to crack a little bit as well. So they're not going to be looking as convincing. If they lose this round, they're back onto an eco. INDE IRAE do not have the luxury of losing rounds right now, although they do have the advantage at least. But what in the world? Railway, well, he goes off the rails, that's for certain. But it's not a necessarily bad thing, as Facecrack pushes a ramp and just gets Holzig for free. Oh boy, and Heap, I think, is still at 0 frags, if I'm not mistaken. 0 and 9, yep. Oh boy, this is getting a little bit out of control.
Yeah, out of hand here. They had one streak of success, but that's a blip. That's INDE IRAE. It is that playstyle. It is the way they are playing right now that is just putting Dignitas into a weird position where they don't really know how to get out of this. But finally,
There we go.
welcome to the board, Heap. Those are the headshots we need. Just we love to see as well. And now let's see if Forrest can continue with one of his own. Jump up and a railway might be dead.
Oh, he hears that. He knows it.
There they go, though.
Yeah.
Good Molotov, that's gonna lock him.
But he's got a smoke. He's fine. Railway here, as long as he survives, he should be perfectly... Oh, what? Wait, how did that molly tick him through the
Audio
smoke?
cue. No, it was the flashbang.
Oh, it was the flashbang. My bad, yeah.
Heap as well now. MOUZ go on A. Up next, finally take care of a railway as well. 2 versus 5, but they've dwindled it down to even numbers. Davcost is going to catch the audio at least of him, Forrest running away, but it's on to Hurtfreaks now. Needs to get that kill. And it all comes down to this little duel here.
Reminiscent of yesterday's Forrest-Freiberg duo when they won against Eternal Fire. Heap finds one more. That's a third in the round. This is perfect. Heap, he's finally showing up in the most necessary of rounds, and that's exactly how it's supposed to go. Dignitas find the fourth, and it will be a 2v4, I believe, or a 2v5 even.
2v5, yeah.
2v5, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. It is a singular show of force that gives the chance to Dignitas. And yeah, that flashbang kind of gave it away a little bit. Railway unlucky, but initially I thought it might have been a tick of the Molotov, but the Molotov was so far, so it kind of confused me. But yeah, the flashbang is where it's at. Still though, 2 rounds difference remains. INDE IRAE, as I said, money is low. They do still bounce back with a buy. Not the best one on an MP9 on face crack. Yet the op is out for Davcost. And let's see.
Yeah, last round 12 from Heap. Fantastic stuff, and now we are going to continue on to the next with the CT side. This time they have been completely slowed down by the smokes alone here, but still, Davcost, he's got the first one as well. This is going to be looking really slow here. Dignitas, you lost one of your plays. You do not want to make a mistake and lose another one. But look at the positions they're all in. No one's able to help each other besides Holzerk and Heap.
Yeah, they're kind of leaving themselves a little bit vulnerable. Let's see. The decision for Dignitas seems to be A still. And with this tower set up, Flowian gets at least 1 free frag. That's a guarantee. Yep, there we go. That's enough. They don't even need to pursue anymore. They've got the 2-man advantage. 40 seconds for Dignitas means that they still have some time to decide, but the A push will come through. It is their final push. Ooh, face crack, burning alive, but a nade, and a great one at that. And the Molotov onto the default. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's looking like a real tough case to crack this. Whereas Davcost denies another one. He's still looking for the next as well. There's no stopping this. Forest needs to roll back the years, but it's not doable. In there, they're not going to let Dignitas have too much fun here. A few rounds every now and then, but that's it. They're still the ones in control of this one. Putting a statement here as well.
Man, this is a statement, isn't it? Certainly on the map pick of Dignitas to be able to get this much control this early. It gives you a good taste of what's to come. Here's Davcost, of course. The man of the hour. I'm not sure if that was Flowian that we saw earlier with the beard. It's possible. But A ramp control going to be contested for. Basically a hero buy for Heap on the AK. The rest with pistols, deagles and such. Oh, Heap, there we go. Finds the first. That's a perfect entry. And Cement, it's Flowian waiting for his chance. And if he plays his cards right, he will be getting at least a double at the bare minimum. But they should be checking this corner if they push on A. Oh, look at this, Dignitas. They're falling back. They've decided, you know what? B might be the smarter choice. And certainly in this case, it is. Because, well, there's only one man there, and that's Hurtfrisk. Even then, he's not consistently looking at stairway of B.
Oh, he's not alone on an island, has a teammate rotate at least, so Davkost is getting in. Enough, and now good Molotov as well, well timed. That's not all. He has to take care of these players currently as well. INDE IRAE, if they were to play the trading game here, they'd be left with no players at the end, but now they go through, and it is that CT side who get the kill and massacre the attack, as there is no chance with their flank included as well. Railway, perfect timing. So another round there for INDE IRAE, and they are starting this one off with a real bang as well. You can see the kills as well, tallying up to 14 onto the plays on the CT side and 12 on Davkost right behind him. While the most kills anyone has on the T side is 8. And that's just barely better than, I believe, Flowian or Hurtfrisk, who's at 7.
The entries have really been a problem for Dignitas, actually.
Yeah, they have.
Most of the time they've been losing them rather than winning. And that's,
it is
you know,
that
that's
Heap effect. And again, you can see where that goes. They try and change it up, but it goes so bad. Freiburg will bring back at least 1, but that's not going to do too much, because again, the CTs, they've got manpower, they've got Davkost and Railway. Again, just bullying them.
That's actually really critical, because Dignitas right now, they're straight up losing. As you said, being bullied into submission. I mean, Facecrack certainly cracked a few bones there. Getting the double, getting the tag as well, then allowing Railway and I believe Davkost to peek into the rest of the A ramp. Kind of gives you an idea what's to come. And Dignitas, no entries, no victories. They have to rely down to individual, show of force with hat tricks and such to save the face. But back onto effectively an eco. They've got a bit of an upgraded round with a few Kevlars and Deagles, yes. But beyond that, they don't really have any utility that will help them massively. A single execution is what they can afford to do here. Smoke onto ramp, pop flash.
And there you go. Smoke as well, it lands.
Yep.
I don't know, I've seen that same
actually.
smoke used a few times now by different teams as well. I don't know where it's come from, but in a way, it is interesting. I mean, you could have faster smokes as well, but I guess that's meant to go
safe smoke.
Very deep.
Yeah, it's a safe smoke, right? You avoid peeking into ramp. You don't need to go back into CT, and if somebody's in cement, he can easily throw it. Oh, and what a pop flash again. Face crack and Flowian. They make it happen. A triple for Flowian, and that will be enough. Lekro as the final player doesn't really have the firepower, I don't think, nor the current conviction to make it happen. Yesterday, I could see Lekro winning this 1v5. Today, not as much.
No, yeah, yesterday maybe a 50-50 chance, as some would say. Either he wins or he doesn't.
Today, not as lucky. And you did point it out so well. The kill difference is actually astonishing. Nobody even at 10 frags just yet. Not even at 9, whilst we already have 17 for face crack.
Yeah, the lowest anyone has on the CT side is more than the top frag on the T side.
Yeah. And the entries
like this continue, there's not going to be any change in that.
Yeah. And the entries, man, that's where it's at as well. This is a surprise and a half, and I love what I'm seeing. And I guess this is Flowian then? I didn't mistakenly said earlier that Flowian is the one with the beard and no hair, but this is actually Flowian. This is not this is not Railway. This is Hurtfrisk. Yeah, this is Hurtfrisk. Thank you, production. Best production ever, by the way. Love you, Latelica. But round 15, Nexus, round 15, we are entering the end of the first half, and so far Dignitas has been underwhelming, to say the least.
Yeah, also look at the timing of that smoke as well. The first one fades, second one pops, but it's not going to slow down Dignitas because they still want to go through that one. Had INDE IRAE still played close by like they have a few times, there might have been a bit of an issue there, but not the case. He did check that boost with a spray, but now that he has, Facecrack goes up and waits for his own chance. Completely whack a few moles whose head might pop in. But a lot of time still remains. Dignitas, they kind of pull this back towards B if they want to. Just a lack of map control that's currently hurting them as a tactical nuke coming in. Both players feel that one, and finally as well. Heap, second time's the charm for him. Another nade this time in return. That is another one. A massive nade. That was like 125, 130 damage nearly.
Pretty
and now
much.
he's going to walk in, weak and bleeding at INDE IRAE, and he's not going to let any of these players. He's not going to let any one of them pass even. 4 kills, nobody's checking him. And Forrest, where the hell are you? He's in mid.
He just derailed the whole team of Dignitas, and that's it. I mean, whatever was left for Dignitas, they just got absolutely smushed to pieces. And of course, whatever is left for you guys in the wallets that you have, you should be checking out Pinnacle's promotion. Malta 21 is the code, and you get a 100% increase on your deposits. Put your money where your mouth is. And let's see where this one takes us. 11-4, Dignitas in trouble. This last round was Rail Wade, and well, that is certainly a well play. I mean, that's a 4K. He's at 20 frags right now on the half. Neither Electro nor Heap even shot off a single bullet. At the end, Dignitas get absolutely smushed, as I said. And the second half is live. Second pistol is here. Utility available to INDE IRAE as they molly cement, smoke onto site, and now push the envelope to take the A site and plant.
Had the slightest gap
Double nade,
in that smoke. A few nades on the CT side as well. But face crack, look at this. Touchdown with the fake. Nades, no damage.
Beautiful fake
away
out.
from face crack, and there he goes. That smoke fades, and now they still know. Okay, face crack's on the site. Where are their rest? As a Heap already begins to take a bit of damage. Here they come, those CTs. Ready to fight it with headshots to go as well. Take the advantage and flow in his next. Railway has to pull off something miraculous again. Now the bomb is being tabbed and defused. Forrest is in it, but here it is. The timer. The 5 seconds with the kit is able to do so. Railway, though, takes a few heads at the end, but it's not enough. Dignitas, they come out on top of the round itself.
And again, it comes down to the pistol going for Dignitas. Yes, just as the first one they won. It didn't really help them much, though. At the end of the day, it was INDE IRAE that were still able to pull off an amazing first half. And as you can see right now, they're going to be buying up. Galils are out and forced smoke deep onto ramp by Dignitas. They're going to be looking for that control, as one would imagine. But look at instead INDE IRAE, what they're doing. They're not looking for any sort of early engagements. They're just basically waiting for that potential aggression to come out from Dignitas. They're well aware that they're susceptible to those quick pushes of the MP9s, and you want to avoid losing control too early, especially when you're forced up like this, because they know they have an advantage, not just mentally, but right now, in general, weaponry-wise, I would say INDE IRAE are doing better. Albeit the M4s are, a problem, but beyond that, there's not much of a better weaponry available to Dignitas. Mid control, if established properly for INDE IRAE, is going to present a huge problem for Dignitas, because that's a hole in the middle that you can't really just plug in.
A lot of CTs. Take care of most of the T side of forces, but here are the rifles. Forrest, gotta check him. But they don't. Simply put, the MP9 spray down comes through, and that's a round for Dignitas. Take care of the force buy. So, don't let INDE IRAE put you down just yet, but the odds are still favoring Dignitas. I mean, it is possible. Yeah, the comeback's only 5 rounds, but I would assume the odds would have been maybe at least more close than they are.
I suspect that, there is still something to be had by Dignitas, some aces up their sleeves and such. And as I said, the T side of Dignitas obviously dwindling, Heap had a 0-9 performance, which speaks for itself as well. I would assume that with the CT side now being awoken, and this was much the same yesterday, if we recall, with Dignitas barely scraping by that overtime victory against Eternal Fire after an 8-7 half and the loss of the second pistol. They were actually quite close to potentially losing the first map. and they bounced back beautifully. They woke up, and that's what I am expecting here as well. They just need a little bit of a wake-up call in a way, and I guess losing 11-6 right now with the result certainly is as good as any alarm.
Ooh.
But
That's not what you want to see. CTs, they fight with pistols. I mean, yeah, sure, you got the range advantage in a way, but those Deagles, they can just one-shot you. Around like this, just play the numbers, play the site, maybe. Or you go for a bit of a retake setup and let that T side get a bit further up first, but not the case. See what this is now going to turn out to be for Heap as the M4 spray begins. Too many players spotted to handle all by himself. Has to run away, but real quick question where Holzerk is, and yeah, apparently has joined him on A. So if that T-side are now going to try and force that plant, that nade from Holzerk is going to be important.
yeah, the molly
As well set up.
prevent
There it
the
is.
plant.
One off the bomb plant. Oh, maybe not though. Nope, never mind. Doesn't matter too much. Wide swing. They know what the case is, and here's the last man with the Deagle. Railway. Only so many chances, and he's going to go down after the time as well.
Yeah, that's actually a big win for Dignitas. They get rid of one of the rifles. Now Davkos most likely goes for the op, potentially. Yep, there's the op. No head armor, so obviously no helmet means that he is susceptible to an immediate headshot kill. But with the op, he's kind of safe in the regard of not even needing, excuse me, to take duels straight up. In any case, Railway with the Tech 9, he's going to be the one to be a nuisance towards B, trying to kind of get some feel for it, see what can happen. Oh boy, Fortress though just walks on forward, gets tagged and bagged, and Dignitas, they get themselves the start. There's the entry. And this is what we kind of were insinuating on the first half, that Dignitas had been lacking those entries. Now they seem to be far more comfortable again, and they seem to be getting into their vibe. The defense popping up, and they're getting away with quite a few risky scenarios.
You gotta watch out here again. Oh, they gotta try and check for Heap here. I like the boost idea here. Usually see it on the other side, but gives a better, or a slightly better angle on some of these plays. I do wonder if Heap sees the barrel here. Well, doesn't matter too much, but okay, face crack. Comes and presents them for AK to the M4, as here comes the rest of the forces as well. CTs and Ts alike are leaving just that cost. Veteran in the scene, but now we'll have to show us what the 1 versus 3 is gonna look like. Does not have the bomb, but can pick that up. Any more util? Anything else he can pick up? The M4 is his weapon of choice. As a 3 plays, wait for his descent. 20 seconds though. Bit of an issue, but if he can find a way out of this, but he's currently wasting quite a bit of it. So it doesn't seem like he's gonna have much to say, but maybe the first at least gives him a chance with the bomb plants, but CTs keep up the pressure. That should be good enough. That fake? Nope. Second nearly denied by Elecro. That is 8 to Dignitas, who have started their CT side off very well.
I almost thought he's going to try and plant it, because if he had done so, he would have been, well, they would have been able to invest once again. Maybe not the best amount of utility to be had, but they would have had AKs and Kevlars. Then again, I understand he tried to do as much damage as possible. He's already, you know, done a good deal. And with the 2 survivors, we can see Dignitas take a big hit to their bank. They're left over with the most of 1.3k in the bank of Heap and Freiburg, which is not exactly a convincing amount of cash, especially when your loss bonus is starting to drop down to, well, minimum, which is 1.4. In any case, Tech 9s, few pistols, we've got the Mech 10s out. Nice nades, by the way. Now this is a tactical nuke as well. As INDE IRAE are gonna have to think twice before they ever return back to middle. Oh, Flowin is just gonna go through the molly.
Is everything going real bad right now for the T's? Even Railway struggling. Well, guess who's not? That's Dignitas. All 5 to be kept alive as round number 9 is now there, and the difference that was 11-4 is now brought back, and that is it. That's how you bring back a game. Losing 11-4 doesn't matter. Win the pistol, win the first gun round, and the second. Boom. This is the position you're in.
Also, the odds, right? You know, we spoke good reason for it. Dignitas, the belief is still there into the team of the Swedish, Norwegian Halzerk, however you want to call it. Dignitas, of course, a legendary organization that's been a part of esports since like 2.3, 2.4. Oh boy, this is going to be a little bit hard to explain though. Oh, okay. Through the smoke, it didn't look like it was a full gap, but still, it is going to be down to Forrest defending short. He does get the first though. Look at INDE IRAE, they slow down. They're like, guys, we've got a minute, 20 seconds. Do we really need to push in hard and, you know, break our necks on A site? No need. Let's take it smart. Let's play it smart. Forrest, great damage on Railway, gets staff cost as well. And it brings it back to a 2-on-2. And Forrest might have just single-handedly saved the round itself.
Looking like it as well. The Swedish legend shows us what he can do. We've had Freiburg get a 1-on-2 in the match already for us as well. And now stopping in their tracks, but also opens up the B side here. Like where Rose headed.
B.
That I don't know about this, but
fake on A.
Bit of you still fake towards A, so if they take her flow in fast enough, they're gonna realize that there is no other player, it's just that util, however. Now, they are being kept here by Flowing. The fact that he's not moved towards that B side yet means that his teammate is loaded as a rotator, is fast with CTs.
That's the one thing that I do have a concern with, is the fact that Flowian will be very late to the party, but he is making his way now through and through. And there is no smoke available to Dignitas. That means they'll be out in the open when defusing and trying to take those challenges. Railway, he's watching that catwalk position. If he's going to be quick enough on his toes, he might have caught Forrest, though still. Forrest, yep, he will be caught at the end. 1v2. It's down to Lekro, the man of the hour. 41 frags yesterday. Can he pull it off again? Cutting it close, but he does do it. 1v1 at the end that he clears off 12-9. Dignitas have to concede the round, and, well, not concede, but unfortunately fail. And luckily, they've had enough money banked up to at least get one more rebuy into this one.
Yeah, Forrest tried his best here, but it was just the fact that they had no smoke. No molly, nothing. They couldn't do anything about it. Because the T side, I mean, even if Flowian was late to the party, his teammate didn't swing. He played, waited for that, and see that finally results in the first round for INDE IRAE. So 12-9, gotta keep the lead at least a few more rounds. Now the question is if Dignitas is gonna recover from this. Look at the money, though. That's a big concern for Dignitas at this point. You won.
The problem. That's the one thing that kind of keeps me on my toes at night. The economy of Dignitas. Not sure if it's just me that just lagged out.
Nope.
Okay. So we'll have to wait for our clean feeds to be back. Hopefully without too much of an issue soon. But
yeah. But this round again, it has got to be the most important one for Dignitas so far in this one.
Yeah, we're going back.
Right.
Oh, face crack. Okay, never mind. Face crack is alone. Heap will open it up, and Dignitas, again, I feel like I'm a bit of a broken record at this point, but entries are vital, and they are getting them. As Forrest finds the secondary, that's going to be enough. Oh, bit of a hold there, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Halzerk with a double. And that should be all she wrote, as the 10th for Dignitas is secured, and with 4 survivors, all that economical trouble that we've kind of been insinuating is present for Dignitas should be quickly remedied, or at least for the moment, forgotten.
Yeah, looks like it already at that point. So, a chance for INDE IRAE, but nope, it's just to get the economy completely wiped out again. See, most anyone's got is, I mean, Dav cost 1,500, yes. Loss bonus is going to be at 2,900 as well, but is not going to do too much. No bomb plants, no investment. Maybe he buys a scout. I doubt it, though. Deagle, a few flashbangs, something like that. Could be a possibility there for the next round, but we'll see how it all turns out, because right now it's just flowing and saving that AK. It's got to be at least something to play with, but not too much, unfortunately.
Well, I'm not sure if they're interested in a full reinvestment. Certainly that would hurt them more than do good. And they will keep that in mind, of course. A few $1,000s left over. Flovian, fast B take. Oh, he's lucky to not be snapped by Electro there. Decent utility coverage by Dignitas, getting some damage in. It's worth the $300 nade. To get, you know, a decent chunk of HP from face crack off. Ooh, this is gonna be risky clicker today. Flovian though! Oh, Flovian gets both! Hero AK makes it work, drops it to face crack, and we continue on as INDE IRAE might be inclined to actually push onto B now. No, Halzer. He's white speaking? Okay. What? Where's the rest of the team? What?
Yeah, T-side, they're just throwing nades. They're not doing anything else. They're playing this one at a time, but it's working out so well for Dignitas. Halzer goes, well, look at this. The confidence. Play close by. He's switching up the angles, and the T-side is still not making a move. Another boost is going to come through at least, but quick flick down. There you go. Adjustment. Here's the next one again. They're swinging one at a time. Halzer, 4 kills.
I'm confused.
Yeah, none of the duels have there been more than one for INDE IRAE. They just overlooked the possibilities and didn't even commit to the site when they had the chance to.
I don't really get it. What the hell was this? INDE IRAE, they got 2 kills and then they just... Well, I presume there was a Molotov that I didn't notice, I guess. It would make sense. But beyond that, they get 2 kills, and then instead of, you know, realizing, okay, maybe we can't push forward, they boost on face crack, I believe, onto that little bit of ledge. Try him to get another frag. Halzer gets that kill. It's a 4v3. INDE IRAE still have, you know, 4 players alive. Only then to 1-by-1 it. I'm kind of confused. Certainly doesn't make sense in my book, but then again, INDE IRAE, let's see what they can make out of this one. As, for Heap and Forest, the Batman strikes. And certainly he strikes true. That is going to be 12-12. Dignitas, they're picking up the slack. They've had enough of the jokes.
Yeah, they finally decided to show up here. It is the CT side that is doing so. As INDE IRAE, they've fallen off a bit here. Not sure what the actual reason is, but it could be just a bit of them not feeling too comfortable with the fact that they haven't got these rounds yet, but there definitely are ways that they can play around at Dignitas. It's not like they're impenetrable. It's not like that defense is something straight magical, but mistakes they're making being completely and utterly punished. Unlike this, flying from Halzer, it is a bit of a tough one to deal with, and now it's Davkost. They know the one was here. They know Davkost has the sight, and they are going to be careful.
Okay. I guess it works out. Should be pistols and Kevlar again. INDE IRAE certainly have kind of slowed down with their success rate, and we can kind of point out that obviously Dignitas have stepped up to the plate as well. 24 frags for Halzer, so he's doing a splendid job at picking up the slack from the first half. At 11-4, the first half was convincingly bad for Dignitas, but it seems like they are not going to be having any more of it. And so far, so good. Dignitas, I gotta say, I'm a little bit shell-shocked as to how long it takes for them to wake up, but I'm just happy that they do. I'm just happy that they are back on track. And this will allow for an actual potential victory here on the first map of Vertigo, moving forward to Ancient, where concerns are still to be had, albeit if they play like this on their CT side or not. No concerns should be had, in any case. Let's see.
So like this, at least the smokes are down. The bomb can go down, but not when that's happening. The CTs, they find the right timing. They take huge risks going for those swings, especially the top side, but it works so well. Flawless for them as well now. Dignitas, they started off slow on the T side, but it is the CT side that it seems to be just unrelenting and never giving up. And currently being led by Holzerg as well. 25 to his name, and up next is Forced at 17. But it's not like the T side they're falling too behind on the kills either. It's just that these rounds, as the half has switched, again, it seems to be going around for the CTs. In that their T side isn't living up to what Dignitas had. At least not yet. Late game, you begin to make a few changes probably where you're gonna be like, okay, what we're doing right now isn't working too well. Some sort of a call has to be made to change that up. Whether it is just an individual holding W and running in, or them playing as a group and just switching up the calling style, switching up from them going for what they have so far to overall maybe a few more fights taken. Because right now, looking at the way Dignitas are getting this map control, Heap as well. He gets the kill, drops down. There's no panic. He knows no one's going to be pushing him just yet, even as a teammate there to try and help him out. So they're taking a map control that is being given to them.
I am just, at this point, happy to see Dignitas play their best, you know, giving us what we already expected to see before the game even started. A bit of a shock to see the 11-4, but now the bounce back is real. A 5v4 advantage. Dignitas with the entry again. They've got the cards in their hand. They've got the aces. Let's see if they can use them. Freiberg behind the site. His angle is actually really good. He can kind of veer off the smoke a little bit, and well, exactly so. Not only gets the kill on the player, but actually gets the C4 to be dropped as well. 13 seconds, time is everything, and well, it will continue so. Florian and Rail. Oh, another drop down, unfortunately. Ow. Poor guy, and Heap's like, hey, buddy, you need some help? Are you holding on to the ledge? The answer is no, because that's, again, another work accident here on Vertigo, guys.
Second of the day.
Yep, second of the day. Well, you know, that would have happened. It would not have happened if he had been wearing his protection helmet. You know?
Yeah.
He probably would have been alive.
Yeah, just the hard hats save lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
God.
God.
That one, though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a safety harness, you know, being roped in as well. I could see that. Imagine that being a thing here on Vertigo. Sad day for the safety engineer. A lot of paperwork to write up. Oh, Forrest. He's about to have a lot of paperwork, isn't he?
Oh, good volley. Just got to slow down that T side a bit. But in they go either way. Here's that first face crack. He's overlooked it. Doesn't realize it, Forrest. Now just wait for your chance. But that's the first. There are now more to go through the smoke if they want to. How did they give up that bomb as well? As Railway walking in. And he welcomes the man who started off 0 and 9. Now has woken up completely. 19 kills. 19 deaths. He's not the only one. Forrest right there with him. As Dignitas, they're on at 15.
There's going to be a lot of flower bringing and slow singing if this continues. And if you know where that's from, well, kudos, sir. In any case, 15-12. And it's looking like it's not going to stop here for Dignitas. Let's first see the A ramp control battle. So far, no casualties. So far, no duels. Davcost has no Kevlar, but Freiburg has an idea where to shoot. It's a classic pre-fire angle. It's not even a pre-fire angle. It's just the classic angle you bang, and, well, he certainly gets himself a nice start. And look at Forrest. I mean, this push towards middle tells you how confident right now Dignitas are in themselves and their aggression. And the CT side for Dignitas, clearly the far better side, even if statistics prove otherwise. Or even if statistics speak otherwise, clearly it is the CT side that they are far more comfortable in playing right now. Oh, okay, hurt Frisk. Is it a hurt Locker? Or is it just a single shot? The answer is, well, it is just a single shot, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the side, they need to hang on to the B bomb site here with Railway, but look at the fact that they're not moving. Legs as well are going to be spotted by Forrest as he tries to sneak through. So the last two, Davcost that face crack. It is them to try and keep this first map alive for INDE IRAE. They are going to need a miracle at this point.
Yeah, I don't think even Jesus can save them. I mean, if he gives Davcost Kevlar and 100 HP, maybe. But we all know he only multiplies what you already have. Let's see. Heap.
Tough.
Yeah. The bomb is planted, sure, but it doesn't matter. Halzerk doesn't even care about the smoke. Face crack gets absolutely smashed and smooshed, and that is going to be Dignitas, ladies and gentlemen, as they close out the map with success. They leave INDE IRAE at 12 rounds. One round is the only thing that INDE IRAE were able
On our first map of Vertigo, the choice of course, excuse me, on the second half of our first map of Vertigo, the choice of Dignitas. That was a convincing CT side, and I hope we'll see the same moving on forward to the choice now of INDE IRAE themselves, Ancient.
Yeah, and speaking of that CT side, that's exactly where they're going to be starting. Dignitas, they carry that momentum over towards Ancient, and currently as well, the most CT-sided map in the pool. That does not bode too well for INDE IRAE, but we'll have to find out how exactly is their T-side going to be looking. A bit like Luster or Vertigo, but they're going to have a chance to mentally reset during the break, and we'll see you guys back in 10 minutes as well, so don't go anywhere.
with a bit of a surprising result coming out from Dignitas for the first half, only to bounce back on the second. We enter Ancient, the map that has been chosen by INDE IRAE. And Nexus, tell us more about what are we supposed to see here on our second map.
On the second map, we are expecting, at least when we came into this one, a show put up by INDE IRAE. If we kind of get more of a show than on the first map. A 16-12 is definitely a close one, but when you put that into actual consideration and see how the rounds went, they got one round on their T side of Vertigo. So coming into Ancient, where they are going to be starting on their T side, and allowing Dignitas to keep the momentum from that first one and into this, there are some dangerous possibilities. Even if in Ancient is a map that is a bit weaker for Dignitas overall, you cannot underestimate them.
I do agree, yeah, you definitely cannot underestimate what Dignitas is capable of. We already saw how different the result can be when Dignitas puts their minds put their minds together and see the end result of the second half of Vertigo. And of course, as you said, with Ancient being a map that Dignitas
Are not, strangers to, it should be interesting. Should be an advantage for INDE IRAE in a way. But then again, the odds speak for themselves. Of course, without further ado, ladies and gents, we are in round number 1. It is going to be 1 to 17. 1 to 18 to 4.92. As INDE IRAE will be starting on the T side. We've got a smoke, a flash, and a nade. And this is a single-man utility buy, with the nade being dropped to face crack by the ways of G. And let's see if the real G's Dignitas will get themselves a W here.
Going to be starting things off with Duel is the USP, the crossfire from the CT, that it works out well so far. 3 kills for the price of 1. Gotta make that a 4th, and Davkos suddenly wonders what happened to his teammates. The pistol begins with a bang. That's a statement by Dignitas, leaving just 1 lone survivor. And bring all this back. There's no real shot he even gets towards that bomb site without risking it all here, because Forest and Holes they're set up for this, and not too far behind is going to be Freiburg as well, ready to swing. For all, a real bad position to be in. Has the util, yes, but does he want the element of surprise?
Well, I mean, Davkos isn't really going to be a surprising element, though, unfortunately, right? We can't expect him to be able to do much more beyond potentially getting a frag. Smoke down to reveal his spot. Forest got to be the first to engage. Freiburg, though, get the headshot. And Dignitas secure the pistol, almost making it clean, as this is a much different start than what we saw on Vertigo. Well, not a much different one, because Dignitas did start off with, 2 rounds, right? If I'm not mistaken. They won the pistol, they won the pistol and lost this. Wait, I'm trying to recall.
They lost the next 3, then tied it up.
Yeah, exactly. Then it was advantage for INDE IRAE in a big way, 5 to X, and then kept on going there. But let's forget about the past. Let's see what the future holds for us, as it is going to be, of course, aggression towards Gepard. And let's see if perhaps INDE IRAE can make some short work with these Mech 10s. Certainly that's why they're for.
Yeah, it's going to start off with a nade and a T side. In they come, ready to try to take down these CT players, but they've got an MP9. This is not a fight you want to take. However, Flowey and Mac 10 trade found, and now that puts the CT side in the position where Holzerg has to survive here. Has a nade, that could be enough.
Close.
Not running into it, no. Instead, it's the damage bomb. It can go down, and it should as well. It will. That CT side now for the retake suddenly.
Well, this retake is heavily in favor of Dignitas, yet I could see it going wrong if they fail to pick up the first frag. You know, if a Deagle shot hits the mark, or if the Mech 10 gets to get a favorable engagement. Nades flying towards that Ram B position. Smoke is already up, but the smoke is slowly going to start fading, so the defuse has to start soon. Oh, the double peek into Cave is perfect. And with Railway, the IGL, of course, being left alone, it is hardly conceivable that they could win this round. And there is enough time, I believe. There's... Oh! Wow. They had a kit, and the defuse kit did not defuse, but it was actually the 10-second defuse. Oh my god. Oh boy, that's a huge oversight by Dignitas. They won the round. They had a kit, but they didn't defuse with the kit. Rather, they left the 10-second defuse because they thought they got it. My god. Oof. That's gonna hurt.
It is. That is not something you want to see in that point, but also what's happening there in their eye. Managing to get that first round gifted to them, unfortunately. In a way, that should have been taken by Dignitas, but that also, I'm going to go show Force Bites, they do work out. None of them are ever a lost cause, but let's see what the T side are going to be able to do up against the force of the CT side. Dignitas known for the meme, you know it, Dignitas. We've seen that in the past day or two as well, how well they've managed to do in these rounds. Okay. One shot for Heap. But a return frag onto him as well. Now they gotta figure out, they gotta check for Freiburg as well.
That was unexpected. And it certainly puts INDE IRAE in a weird spot, because now they lose the first player again. And once again, they'll have to try and find their way onto the site with Holzerk on the scout. He certainly can't risk just running through and through angles without checking them first, or more specifically without smoking off so the scout doesn't tag you and bag you. And beyond that, you know, we got to mention Lekro and Freiburg on those deagles. Maybe even scarier than the M4 of Forest. But in any case, 35 seconds. It's going to be a B hit, 4v4. With 3 players defending the position here, this is not going to be easy, or at least it shouldn't be, but Hurtfrisk gets to get both for free. And that pretty much signals the rest of INDE IRAE to keep on pushing. Nice shot with the scout. Imagine now if that wasn't a double for Hurtfrisk, and that M4 would have actually been in play for Dignitas and the Deagle, including Lekro 1v3. Hope is always present, but in this case, it would be more prudent to try and save the defuse kit and the M4.
Yeah, unfortunately not found much from that, and INDE IRAE, the seconds on the board. A few players, yes, they do lose those, however, it doesn't matter too much. They've got the money, and speaking of said money as well, Pinnacle offers you a 100% deposit bonus when you do sign up using the code Malta21. However, it is only up to €100, so you put in 100, you get 100, you put in €101, you get only that €101. Nothing else. No bonus from that, but... Well, speaking of the bonus, T side, there should be one for them. Being tasked on nothing but USBs, there's no real threat attached to this besides the ganging up factor of the round. But yeah, that's not going to give them much. At least not yet. Heap, though. He's got to be in a 1v1 and has been seen as well. And to continue, wants to still find more of these CT players as Mac 10. Going for the challenges and trying to take them down. But it's all going real bad for them. No kills, C-side, easy as ever.
Clean. And for them, they could get another great first half to boot, but if INDE IRAE are able to steal away, let's say 9 is a bit much, but let's say 7 to 6 rounds, which it is looking quite realistic to be so, it's going to be a perfect opportunity here for them to potentially close out this map quite quickly. But let's first see how this battle in Cave and Gepard goes. Okay, Halzert, never mind, he will deliver. Just checks out face crack from the hotel of Cave. You get great service there. A lot of lead.
Yeah, passing it here onto Railway next with that T side of this. Is going to be either a waiting game for him or a catalyst for the actual attack that comes towards B. Where his teammates are going to make a lot of noise and hope the rotations aren't going to be drawn. That flank there to lock down the rotates and even slow them down. Just overall be a bit of a nuisance, but Here comes the util. We'll see if Railway does want to move. Because currently the answer is no, but team is yet to commit to the site either. The CTs, they've got to here. Freiburg, above the smoke, is a danger, is a threat. That needs to be dealt with.
Well, he is in a bit of a weird spot, but Forrest delivers. That's actually going to be a big pickup with 25 seconds now. There is no flank. There is no hope for that flank to find a successful, backstab as Freiburg finds Davkos. He's hiding in that corner of square, and he will be getting another one. Hurtfrisk going a little bit wild, a little bit wide. Flowian comes into contact, but already awaiting there is Heap, as the second round for Dignitas is confirmed. And INDE IRAE have to take a step back and rethink what they're about to do next. The odds kind of do bounce back a bit, go a bit back and forth, of course, in this case. And a timeout for Dignitas, I like that. They realize, you know what? Let's just chill for a second. Let's talk it out. Let's see what we can improve. Let's see what we, might have figured out in the demos. What difference? What's the difference now between the demos that we watched from the past? And what mistakes we've made, what we've seen or noticed from an INDE IRAE that they're doing the same as we've potentially prepared against, and what can we do that we know will work. And in this case, I can assume that there will be a little bit of aggression. Mid control is something that Dignitas in the past have been exerting, and I wouldn't be surprised if we try to see that the same way here, though it's going to be risky because there's a lot of utility and there is a great deal of firepower in general available here right now. INDE IRAE standard split, well, default standard. No mid control for Dignitas though. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought Heap was gonna push that smoke.
Yeah, not yet, no. Wonder if what are the teams that actually want to do? So far, we have seen them go towards that B site quite a bit, and that has resulted in Dignitas more or less having 3 playing steady here. Now down to 2. So Heap's going to be taken down out of the entrance towards Cave, while Freiburg does bring back at least that 1 kill with the native zone. Not going to do too much here, but they got to find a way to completely knock out the Dignitas from these rounds, because if they get rolling, this is going to be really dangerous for them.
"50 seconds. INDE IRAE, as you said, danger ahead, and they're taking a lot of time. Clock keeps on ticking, doesn't wait for anybody. And now the execution has to begin. Nades will prove to Dignitas what's coming their way. The rotation from A is yet to happen, though, as Lekro is going to stay on A till the end, same as Forrest in Donut, and he needs to make a move, and soon. 20 seconds, this is it. Dignitas rotations should be happening in a better part of the next second or two, and well, there they come. Lekro joining the fray onto Speedway. But Forrest gonna go for the deep flank through Cave. Double nade! Holy smokes! That's the bomb drop, and there is no plant available. Freiburg will find Railway, and Flowian is already halfway back to the spawn point. Okay, that works out like a charm, I guess.
Exactly. That is a way for Dignitas to win a round, and for you to win some skins, all you gotta do is check out the giveaway with Hellcase in the description banner. Is just where it says, where it has the Hellcase giveaway number 4. Click that enter, you might win yourself some beautiful skins. You can see the lore collection they've got available this time. Into that and see if you can win. Forrest is gonna do the exact same thing to mid, but he's not gonna find any kills just yet. Just a bit of damage from the nades and Molotovs combined, bringing down one of the players to half HP as of now. INDE IRAE gonna be now left wondering, because they changed things up here a bit. Now, Forrest already went aggressive, so they're not sure if he's gonna be sticking around that area for how long, if at all. Well, Heap as well at the same time. This is big for them. For Dignitas, the information gained just from this is huge.
It is. There is one trick, though. Heap, if he fails, and that mid push goes back to Speedway, he's in dire trouble. Oh, Holzerk missing a shot as well. Second nade being thrown. Doesn't do as much damage as one would have imagined. But like I said,
watch
Heap,
Heap,
look
though.
where he is. Oh boy, Heap. Heap. He's in a heap of trouble, that's for certain. But he still gets 2, that's enough. As Hurt Frisk brings him down a notch. It is going to be the 4th for Dignitas, albeit could still be a costly one. 40 seconds is enough time to lose 1 or 2 players for certain. Double up is not something to be trifled with. But luckily, no more casualties for Dignitas. I'm kind of liking the double up decision this early, by the way, because INDE IRAE might not have an early answer. You know, you need an op of your own, which Davkos right now either goes glass cannon or he doesn't have it. And second of all, you really need to be on point to be able to shut down both Halzerk and Lekro running around with the op, looking for those early picks. You know, get an entry or 2 and you're set as the CT. You can safely then kind of turtle up on your positions. You can even leave mid if you want. And here comes the commitment. A lot of utility, a lot of damage already. Great start for Dignitas, pushing through the smoke forest. No chill.
No, fantastic start there. For that CT side. A bit of info, take down to 1 as well. Question becomes how many more players are towards mid. The answer is 2. Out of 2 towards B at the same time. So Forrest, you gotta watch out here. He's taking the challenge, he was both, but as the angle incorrect while face crack. He's gonna have to tell his teammates to watch out right behind him as well. Freiburg taking a challenge, Liquor at the same time, 1 apiece. Now the T side again beginning to windle. The forces remaining are 2, Florian and Davkos, and it's down to the timing. And there's 1 and 2 again. Now level playing field. But the bomb has not been picked up. It's still all the way in T-spawn.
Okay.
Made about Davkos, another head.
That
Real hunter of
complicates
those.
things. See, I was convinced that Dignitas would take a bit of a chill pill after getting that initial advantage, but they seem to be eager to keep on going with the frags. No scope, not gonna happen. No shot even gonna happen. Lekro falls, and basically INDE IRAE just break Dignitas in half like a twig. The double up doesn't work out the way I'd imagined, and Halzerk will rebuy it, of course. I do have my doubts about Lekro going for the secondary up again. That's a big investment right now, given the circumstance. Utility is low, no diffuse kit is available. I believe Lekro would be better off without it. But respectively, he will disagree and he will go for the second op. No diffuse kit, very little utility. Dignitas, they tried once, doesn't work as well. They'll try it again. If it doesn't work this time, I think it's time to perhaps rest the double up case. Forrest, meanwhile, through the smoke, a headshot, and a great start, to be honest. Oh boy, Halzerk though, he's transitioning towards Cave, getting caught. Goodbye, Freiburg. All of a sudden, we have our answer, whether or not the double up works. It's a must save. Dignitas have no business trying to retake this. Well, we have ourselves a bit of a conundrum here, Dignitas. I still am not sure why Halzerk transitioned in towards Cave. I guess in Square he would have been a little bit wide open. The smoke could easily cover him, but likewise then in Cave he would have been even more exposed. But I guess the decision there was to tactically reposition and get a bit of a better angle to work from. Nonetheless, secondary here for INDE IRAE, and it will be a reinvestment by Dignitas, albeit perhaps this time around not the strongest one. 2 deagles, 2 rifles, and the AWP on Halzerk. Smoke on towards middle already early on, and this is a classic default by INDE IRAE again, as we're used to seeing it. Not sure how Dignitas want to play this, but it is clear they want to do a bit of a double setup in towards Gepard again. I do like that idea. Oh, Freiburg barely scraping by. Oh, Halzek missing that shot, and that will be the potential end of the round. Heap does get Railway, 4v4. Unfortunately, with Freiburg down, Forest falling as well. There goes Lekro, the round is already decided. There is no point in even trying it anymore. It's a 4v2 with an op of Halzek. You're just risking too much economy here. Dignitas have to save. This is the 6-4 result. INDE IRAE start to run away a little bit with the result. Especially on the T side. That is a perfect beginning that you could hope for as INDE IRAE, considering what happened on Vertigo.
Yeah, a really dangerous tie, but INDE IRAE, at least here, they are bringing us a real show on Ancient, and one thing we kind of were expecting as well. But Dignitas, the other thing we were expecting from them is to carry over at least some of that momentum from that first map, and right now it's not really there. Besides them showing, yeah, okay, they can be a bit aggressive, which I like, yes. They're executing it to an okay point, but when it comes to the frags that count, they are giving up a bit too much to the INDE IRAE side, which is working a bit too well for the Russian squad here. So it's give and take, and most taking is being done by the Russians at this point.
Mostly taking is the right way to put it, yeah. Though, again, Dignitas are obviously losing on a few pointers where their decisions to put the op, for example, into Cave, Leopard, or Gepard is tactically unsound, would one care to argue.
Oh, look at this.
I love this boost, though, yep. Davkost is waiting that. Davkost is waiting that. Ooh. One mistake. Who's going to be better? Of course. Davkost is awaiting. He gets it. Halzek, no cigar.
No, none today. Heap, you're going to be tested next. The other weapon at the CT side have is that AK. Hope is picked up by Freiburg, but he's now made a move. Only the util remains from him. But there's that flash. Here's the swing. Heap and needs to sink them, but no, fully blinded. Still finding the shots needed, and in come the nades as well, down to 1. And all past to just run away at this point. There's nothing they can do. They're just getting overwhelmed. This, but in there, like I said, they are the ones who are taking these slight things that Dignitas are doing that are costing them one too many players in these positions and timings that count for the most. However, this as well is not all bad here. A few kills, a bit of damage, but that's all they're getting. It's easy, only a limited amount of bullets out of Freiburg off to save the op. I mean, I say off to like he's trying to run away, but he's already ran away. He's not been at the scene for at least 30 years. He's abandoned B. He's never been there. It's a new area.
Uncovers the secret chamber where you get the magical op that shoots itself. You just aim in the right position and it's gonna mark its targets alone. Maybe the bullets will go behind corners.
Yeah, just curving.
Curving, yeah. Like Wanted, the movie with Angelina Jolie. Man, I'll not forget that movie. And Morgan Freeman. You know, the movie's premise is stupid, but the idea is so... It's so weird that it kind of works. I don't know, it's just weird. Oh, hello, Halzek. Forrest with the bushy beard as well, like a true Viking. Love it. Of course, Freiburg. Classic. Oh, look, he's got another PC behind him. I didn't even notice that at first.
Yeah.
Lovely man. The youngster. Halzek's really close to the camera. Reminds me of Rob's.
Well, he just wants to show off his headband.
Yeah. Kicking it off. Round number 12. INDE IRAE so far, off to a brilliant beginning. Freiburg getting caught on middle, and this control of middle isn't really working out the way they'd want to, as there goes Forest as well. And all of a sudden, INDE IRAE are taking a great deal of control.
There they are again.
Whew,
Heap, these are the entries. These are the issues that T-side had on Vertigo, where they couldn't get the entries, and right now it's showing on Heap again here, on the CT side of things. That is one of the bigger issues. I feel like they've sent one player towards that cave position so often, but it's not giving them too much there. Maybe one kill or 1-for-1 trade, but that's about it. They are getting away with a lot of things they're doing. And again, at 4 versus 2 and advantages, they're still looking to continue this rampage they're on.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just group up and decide to go B here, though this pick by Halzerk might actually change their mind. Nope, no, Bomb is still moving back towards the B site. Lekro finds Railway in transition, and this is where trouble is bound to fall. But hurt Frisk, even though he gets legged at 1 HP. He still wins that duel. Down to Lekro it goes. A 1v2 and a clutch to open it up. Hurt Frisk falls 1v1 now. If anybody can do it, it's Lekro. The Magnificent. But he's expecting his opponent on the right side instead of already left. Flovian gets him 8-4. Advantage now bigger and bigger.
Only so much you can do. And unfortunately, it was not enough there, but this is a mad rampage that INDE IRAE are currently on. 5 rounds in a row here, showing that us they know how to play the T-side, they know how to play Ancient, and they want to see Nuke as well. And we've been talking about Dignitas and Nuke. They used to play that whenever they had the chance. That was when they formed or added their players. That was the one map they picked every time they had a chance to. So we know what they can do, but INDE IRAE, we know what they can do as well. And Davkos, he's hitting some nice shots as well. So the individuals are waking up as well. Could be a dangerous thing to think about if we head towards that third map. Dignitas might be a bit asleep.
Davkos. And he plays his cards right. Ugh. Going in first. Gonna be caught. Hurt Frisk. Tagging out and bagging out Forest with the nade there. I believe that was actually face crack with the nade. Yeah, this is gonna be the round. Unfortunately, Lekro doesn't really have much to say about this. 9-4, and we could see an 11-4 half. That brings us again back to the same that we saw on Vertigo. How Dignitas lost the first half. The difference being that Dignitas was on the T side. And that's one of the primary, mentions or things we wanted to kind of talk about a little bit. How, CT side for Dignitas obviously looking to be a lot better on Vertigo. Clearly, it's a little bit different here on Ancient. I do have my doubts about Dignitas being able to pull back anything at all. Oh, wow, that was convincingly quick.
That's swift. And again, it's the same thing. One man towards cave is Heap. Keep an eye out on that one as well, because if that T-side want, they can just gang up on him, but have to see what they want to do here. Curly taking their sweet time. Spams all that in the normal spray, normal stuff. Seeing if they can catch any Dignitas plays, but they are going to be giving this one up here. And at the same time, Heap, similarly to as well, is going to realize, okay, maybe I'm going to play a bit more passive because he's run out of smokes. There's not much that he can do besides just take the pure aim duel. So, take a flight around the back. It seems at least good enough on paper. While INDE IRAE, they've got one man here making a bit of noise, being face crack and taking the fight again. Another time, face crack takes the better of him. The real attack as well is coming towards A. So if that CT side, if they're gonna move towards B to try and fix that crack in the defense, this would be the perfect fake for INDE IRAE. They need face crack to do something.
It only takes one mistake. That's all it takes.
Waiting too long.
Oh, Lekro doesn't even get a single kill. That's a problem. Now he's kind of isolated in the corner. He luckily has the player in four. Oh my
as well.
God.
He's chasing the ghost.
Okay, but like this is weird. Face crack on B. He kind of is aware, but it seems like Halzerk is aware as well, and Halzerk will get him. Davkos meanwhile gets Lekro, and as I said, Forrest was in, of course, Donut, and he was the one to cover the spot. He gets a lot of damage in, but is it enough? The answer is, well, not yet. Halzurk, if he plays his cards right, he might be able to isolate one of these two duels. Forrest going to be joining him as well through the other side. And it's a smart a smart choice in this case to both come from the same position. Though maybe a smart choice also to switch out the weaponries they have. Bait and switch. Missing that shot though. And there's the round. 10-4. Money is gone. And 11-4 seems like another realistic first half here for INDE IRAE. The odds, what?
Yeah. This is a possibility at this point. INDE IRAE, this is looking like them taking this second map, but there's always a chance that the Dignitas do come back, especially games that are still like close. Same as we had on Vertigo. Dignitas, they with a pistol or whatever, and win one guy in the round, they're essentially going to be back into it. So, not as tough as it looks like. The real thing you gotta consider is that this is INDE IRAE's T side. And Ancient, yeah, it's kind of CT sided again. So, that's the biggest issue here, but we'll see what the Dignitas can do to spice things up for them.
Well, I mean,
starts things off with the first.
5-10 would be acceptable to Dignitas, I guess. I mean, it's not the best. It certainly isn't what they imagined would be going down, though. With the current circumstance and the difference in performance, it kind of saves them with a lot of trouble. Lekro and Heap, they will deliver. And looks like it is 5 on the side for Dignitas. Barely scraping by it, to be honest. Even though it might be a clean round here, the rest of the, well, effectively 10 rounds that they did lose didn't look as clean, as good. Davcost, what can you do, mate? 1v5. Bomb is still dropped towards that speedway entry of doors. And he is dead. Okay, 10-5. One more than they got on Vertigo, and they still won Vertigo 16-12. Perhaps now they can win 16-11. Wink, wink. Let us see for certain as we open up our second pistol. Ladies and gents, you're watching, of course, the Malta Vibes Knockout Series. This is the quarterfinals. Winner goes forward into the semis. Loser is eliminated. And we have a special promotion for everybody in chat by Pinnacle. Malta 21 is the code, and they increase your deposit up to 100%. So 100 euros gets you another 100 euros.
Yeah. Dignitas, fast pace in towards B they go. A real fast pincer maneuver, the classic, but
good flashback.
See what the T-Side can do. As they've got one out of the sight face cracker doing exactly what his name indicates. Tube heads popped and opened. As the sight as well is taken by Dignitas in return. As Railway again. He's got to try and end that T-Side before they get too ahead of themselves. That's the first mistake as well, nearly there. It still continues. Now the rest of his teammates, they join for what is round number 11 on it in the IRAE. And this, I'm going to tell you some numbers here, okay? Tell me what you think.
Sure.
In the IRAE, CT side win percentage, 65. Dignitas, T-side win percentage, 38.
Yeah.
11-5's the score in the IRAE CT side.
Yeah, statistically, you know, there's a very huge chance that this ends right here, right now, with a 16-6, 16-7 result in favor of INDE IRAE, of course. Albeit, let's see how the whole round turns. The plant did happen on the pistol, and you know, maybe this is where Dignitas make a comeback on the T side as well and show everybody it might have been a fluke on Vertigo. It certainly was a fluke here on Ancient. And we're just playing and toying with our food. Meanwhile, INDE IRAE, aggression towards Cave, understandably, and towards Leopard. Only 2 players on B is cause for concern, potentially, as the push is about to begin. Never mind.
Yep, in they go, though, with the first man welcoming them. Smokes down. Gotta figure out where these players are hiding, but they're still not running through just yet. Is that a bit of a Stonewall approach from them? CTs, the exact same thing. No one's giving each other just anything. However, there it is. One man sprayed through the wall, and instead there comes the next one, a face crack. He's going to be the next victim. What did he start to look at this? They've yet to get that bomb on the site, which is a problem at this point. CTs, they're all surrounding this as well.
Yeah, and they're out of smokes right now, Dignitas, so trouble on the horizon. Especially with the wallbang available here to Railway, this could get exactly where INDE IRAE want it, and they will get it. Railway, there's the wallbang, that's enough. Now down to Forest it goes, it's a 1v2, and the legend himself has to save this round. They know where he is, or at least... Yeah, that, I'm not sure they saw where the smoke...
They know.
Yeah, they realize. I thought for a second they didn't see where exactly it flew from, but now they know.
Oh, no, look at this.
Oh, he's wide open. Yeah, not sure what he was thinking there, but...
Yeah, I probably thought the smoke would have kept them there for a second or longer, but...
Yeah.
They got it. So, a bomb plant is the one thing they do get on the side of Dignitas, as well as 3 kills, yes, but... These are the rounds that INDE IRAE are hoping for, the ones they're getting. I don't know as well. Yet another bomb plant for Dignitas. It could be an investment, but it's not going to be a good one. So, them playing the long game probably should involve them buying just pistols in this one, but that's not the case.
And of course, match winner odds are the ones that kind of baffled us a little bit. Wasn't map odds, it was match winner odds that are still favoring Dignitas, understandably after that first map's comeback. Albeit 12-5 right now, and a full buy once again, as you said. It's gonna be a tough cookie to crack here. Dignitas, if they play their cards right, they might get onto site without losing one too many players, and potentially in the afterplan then keep the momentum going. But as we can see here already, INDE IRAE taking a huge deal of the map. Forest tagged, they've got cave control, they've got leopard control, mid control. So far, informational play is favoring INDE IRAE all the way. And they've already rotated their 4th player onto B as well.
Exactly, really fast on the rotate, like I said. That is going to put this into a bit of a... Well, back foot, tough position for Dignitas with the first minute now gone, and, well, what have they gained? A bit of util off the CT side and the entrance towards cave. But on the other side as well, our play is ready, waiting mid as well, same thing, but Railway dies to the molly. Now turns to Ash's T side, and they have to rise from those same ashes as well. With 35 seconds remaining, bomb still towards B. No time to really change the plot. They have to approach the site. And they have to be quick about this one as well. CTs, they're looking to take the challenge, and Herfrisk drops that bomb. Information. In comes the rotate, in come the T players, and they have to go. That's the go signal. There's no turning back, but it's not going too well for the CTs.
That's a big pickup.
None of it matters.
That's a huge pickup there. Freiburg being able to get that shot in means that now not only the plant happens, but they've got an advantage that it's going to be very hard for Florian to make up for. Coming in from CT Speedway. This is not exactly a favorable position. He realizes that himself, gets the hell out of Dodge. And this will be 6-1 for Dignitas. They make it happen on a force buy, and you know this is exactly what they've been kind of aiming for with these investments. They've hoped that they will be able to crack the shell of INDE IRAE, and they were right as well in thinking that the economy for INDE IRAE is weak as it is. We can see that the loss bonus, of course, doesn't bring about too much of anything for the Russian squad. They will reinvest, obviously, as this is a double eco for them effectively. But yet again, Dignitas, they begin a journey that potentially brings them back on track. It's going to be 6 rounds in a row to just need it for the tie, and then an additional 4 to close out this map. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it happening? We're about to find out. First of all, a test of metal against these Deagles, and this, well, very inconvenient buy for INDE IRAE.
Exactly, it's the pistols. If this is one they can't withstand, then all is lost. But Freiburg thankfully takes care of the first 2. Face crack. He's got no audio, because nothing he can use here. trying to shoot back. His teammate did get that first. The other one is gone, and he's still playing around here. Well, now, in for the fight, easy. Oh, again, it looks to be saved. A bit of damage would be welcome as well at the same time here. But the one thing Dignitas now are doing well is the beat take. Like we've seen, the moment side they have taken it a few times, yes. But right now, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, they saw him through middle there, through...
No. I thought we...
Yeah? Sorry?
He was... Wait, I thought he was playing in cave.
I don't think so.
Okay, I think my eyes has deceived me that because it was looking like it was behind the cave for the wall bang.
It's possible he was using that little bit of a pixel there is available. There's a pixel between the box and the cave entrance that you can abuse and look through. So it's possible he was looking through that, and it was a confusing perspective. But certainly, yeah, at the end there, it is what it is. INDE IRAE onto full eco. They will lose the last player in the previous, so no save dog. And already, as far as I can tell, this should be the 8th one easily. Dignitas, they seem to be getting themselves back on track for the most part. It's not there yet. Still a ways to go. And there's definitely going to be an up play in between there for INDE IRAE available to Davcost. I'd imagine INDE IRAE will switch up a little bit of their approach in the coming gun round. So far, they played this classic standard of 3 towards B, 1 mid, 1 A. And then kind of focusing on both mid and cave control. Perhaps they might be looking for that Speedway B entry control. B ramp specifically. Love it.
Nope. There's a bit of jiggling. But that's it. Round is done. No casualties for the T side as now the Dignitas, they are trying to make the comeback again. It's 4 rounds the difference. It's possible, but meaning they need to win these gun rounds as easily as they win these ecos. And that may not be that easy.
May not. Luckily, no op to deal with right now. We've got 5 M4A1Ss. We've got a little bit of utility. And just a single defuse, which does bring to question that round the Dignitas actually foregone in the first half, if you remember. After winning the pistol, the second round where they didn't defuse, even though they were. And they had a kit, but they didn't use it. 12-8, the result that gives INDE IRAE still a pretty big morale boost. We'll see how big of it is, how big of an important, well, how much it's going to make a difference for them as Hurtfist tries to get out of the way there. Nice little spray by Heap. And all of a sudden, with the entry, Dignitas do not need to yet push the tempo. They've got the positional advantage. They're looking for that mid control as well to kind of get the confirmation whether or not there is any player around their flank potentially, and then decide once they have Donut in middle where they want to end up this round.
Yeah, mid-control Dignitas, like I mentioned. Flowing occasionally, trying to catch a glimpse, and 2-3 players spotted there. Very quick, and there you go. A site are now going to be taken over by CT's quick rotations. See what they're going to be able to do here. Oh, they've got that first and a second and third as well. Suddenly, kill feed flaring up for the CTs. 3
All
without
blue.
response, and there's a 4th as well. It's on to Heap, try to spray them down, but it's not a stick. It's just a tap at the moment. He's running out of ammo. Molly there as well has to fight, but on the T side, it's all on this one man, and no sprays, no connection.
Okay. Well, that was unexpected. Certainly Dignitas not being prepared for the immediate engagement. I love the reaction from Railway. The IGL for INDE IRAE just decided, you know what, I'm going to try it, and he does, and he gets away scot-free with 3 frags. Dignitas get onto site with what, 4 players, 5 players? Unfortunately, the end result is not as good as it looked at the beginning of that engagement. And, well, there goes the 13th to the side of INDE IRAE. As we have a rebuy, Dignitas have the opt-out for Halzerk. Still some money left in the bank, so therefore they've got a bit of a safety net to fall onto. But this is a horrendous start as Davka sprays through the smoke, gets Lekro, Forest tagged, and all of a sudden it comes crashing down on top of the heads of Dignitas here.
Continuing and into A they go. Where the C side to get a few entries to try to get the advantage, and there it is. Only a matter of time, but his bomb goes down as well. One shots, Holzer spots the play close by, and they know he's here, that molly as well. So suspicions in for the fight, and 1 man to remain.
Okay.
You have 1. Okay, Dignitas coming back. 1 round at a time, like they should. But INDE IRAE, so close to closing this one out.
Honestly, this is even better for Dignitas. They drop 1. Not necessarily, well, not intentionally, but they lose 1 round. They give that little bit of loss bonus back in the hands of INDE IRAE to kind of drop it to 2.4. And all of a sudden, INDE IRAE are now forced back onto an eco. And this gives Dignitas not only the space, but the much needed room to, the space, basically, room at the same, in the same sentence, to finally approach the 12th, 13th result, get that tie going, and above all else, take a slow approach in the next few rounds. With the timeout, as I said earlier, they're going to be looking towards that, toward that potential anti-stratting, looking at what they noticed they are doing wrong, what they noticed perhaps what, INDE IRAE is doing well, and how they can potentially cancel it out. In any case, a single M4 by Railway. We do have the rest with basically an eco. A full investment by Railway, by the way. I'm not particularly sold on that idea. The CTs usually have a hard time affording hero buys, especially since they're not as pertinent to round victories. Because, the Ts have 5 players to push a single position. The CTs usually have 1 player in that set position.
Exactly. And now, might get to see that in action again here. Because, well, one of those positions, we saw what it was like for Dignitas, where Heap was the only man there so often. And now we'll get to see what that is going to be looking like for the CTs, with Hirschfrisch playing the back. He's got his teammate behind him as well, so this looks already in a way better than Dignitas. It was just that 1 player. They didn't really use that util to clear things out either. But it wasn't required on their T side. But
you can see that Dignitas is actually worried. Like, I love the fact they're being so careful, and this is what I did suspect would be the case, though they might take a little bit too long here. 27 seconds, they're taking so long, and Halzerk is still waiting towards the H. He's taking such a long time. 20 seconds, like they're now going to be walking into 3-4 players of defending the position of A. In comes Flowey, and with the Deagle, that cost adds on top of that, but luckily Lekro with a double face crack still finds 2, and he's got the M4. That's what I'm talking about. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, time is everything. The plant will happen, but no, the flank! That's what I'm talking about. Dignitas do not think of the flank, nor do they think of the time. The round is gone, and INDE IRAE on an eco, thanks to the M4 buy, are denied, or deny, more specifically, Dignitas' chance to get to double digits. And I hate to see rounds like this, because they knew what they're signing up for, and I knew they were going to play slow, but that it was just unacceptably slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones where you just somehow time the clock way too low, and that's the outcome. You see those every now and then, and every single time it hurts just as much, but for INDE IRAE, there was 1 man that did save him right at the end as well. So, huge props to noticing that was the issue there for the T side and making the play happen. That brings them to 14. 2 rounds away from Nuke now. And INDE IRAE, they could continue this underdog story at this point. Again, one of the two teams that were not invited that still made it through to this stage. Them and MOUZ NXT, who we'll get to see play later today as well. To close out the day against Mad Lions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Or actually
You
one
are
win,
right.
that's the one.
No, 1 win. Yeah, my bad. Mad Lions versus Copenhagen Flames.
Exactly, that's the game after this, which I believe is covered by, let me just double check, Ted and Zerfer. The lovely folks over there. Yeah, but they like to have a bit of fun, they like some banter. But one thing the CT side don't like is the B side being taken. And you can see now what that does to them, finally beginning to speed up, and the T side they're speeding way too fast themselves here. Through smokes to try to go in, and it's not working out. It's all going down without a fight.
That's it.
Flawless for INDE IRAE. That's a perfect retake.
Flawless is the right word to use in this case, and I think it's pretty much on point with how poorly it's been looking for Dignitas in the latest 2-3 rounds. Mistakes after mistakes are being made, and they are not looking like they'll fix them anytime soon. 15-9, ladies and gents, map point as INDE IRAE pull us onto the final one. The bell tools. And there indeed will be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing if this continues. Dignitas right now. A Galil, an AK, 3 Deagles, a lot of utility, yes. But it does look like it might be the end of the road. Double up, Davkost and Hurtfrisk.
Well, the T side of this has got to be really, really tough now again. This is going to be more or less looking like the end for them again with the Eagles. The meme could live on, or they could fight it yet another round. It's an attack, a fake towards A with just Freiburg to sell it, while the rest, they're walking to B. But here's one man hungry and ready for it, but it's not going to do well for him. Now jumped in Electro, looks to try to continue, but no, what is that? A shot through the smoke. Having completely removed one of them, and that's another one! Herfrisk, he's hitting every shot he's taken so far. And there's the next one as well. The T side, they had a chance until the ult came into play. And Electro, now he needs to bail them out. He's a menace with that gun, but it's not going to work out as Herfrisk joins and flowing to finish. That's 19. That's map done.
That is map 2 done indeed. Ancient goes down the drain, and we finish off with the secondary. Moving on.
Third and final one here in the Malta Vibes Knockout Series. Dignitas disappoint on their CT side and then disappoint even more on their T side. Lackluster performance, it just wasn't present there from Dignitas. No convincing, I guess you could say, decision-making or plays. As for INDE IRAE, they certainly showed what they're capable of. They showed why this is their map pick. And moving on to Nuke, we'll talk a little bit more about it after a short commercial break. Folks, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned. See you soon. around the corner. It's Nuke, it's the final one. And this arguably being one of the better maps that Dignitas does play on. What do we expect moving forward?
Good question. Really good question there, because, well, like we saw towards the end of that last map, the players on INDE IRAE, they just decided to step the hell up and show up on the server. And they did not really give too many chances to Dignitas at the end, right? Like, there were some rounds, yes, okay, you did get to see a few of them perform, but when it really came to it, it was Hurtfrisk, it was Railway and Davkos who came clutch at the end. Davkos, he did have a bit of a slow start, but, I mean, it is what it is. His team, they easily won that map either way.
Yeah. It was INDE IRAE that took it away all the way. I mean, they were a little bit more on point. They seemed to be far more, you can say, competitive, and certainly had the better idea how to handle aggression, and even on the CT side, give us a taste of what's to come. But, you know, since it is Nuke, since it is a map
Dignitas have played a lot in the past, and most recently, we've seen them yesterday against Eternal Fire. They made it convincingly 16-9 with 11-4 on the half. Are we expecting the same as yesterday, where Dignitas do steal it away from underneath INDE IRAE? Is this going to be another one of these very slow and back and forth series? Either way, we're about to find out. It's the pistol round. Excuse me, the knife round, not a pistol. The knife round.
Not a pistol.
Yeah. Just a...
Unless you're shooting knives.
A bunch of shooting knives. Imagine that, huh? If we had knives that we could throw and kill an opponent with.
I've heard rumors of tomahawks.
God, no.
Well,
God,
everyone
stop.
has for the past 5 years, right? So,
yeah.
It's just that, unfortunately. Either way, what we do know is that the pistol or knife was won by a Dignitas. We'll get to see how the pistol goes. As we are going to start things over right now on Nuke. Dignitas on the CT side. This is going to be a bit of an advantage for them. But we know that Nuke is no stranger to having INDE IRAE rock them as well, so let's see how this one is going to turn out in the end. As the pistol begins, it is INDE IRAE, it is Dignitas, it is map number 3. Winner goes to the semis, losers out.
We're about to find out who gets the first round, though, as the pistol already in full swing. There's going to be 2 players through silo. Oh, Lekro missing all his shots, and Flowing is like, yeah, you try, well, you fail, and I get ya in return. Moving in towards Heaven, specifically Hell. Freiberg gets caught as well. Forest in trouble. Best case scenario here for Forest, he gets 1 kill, survives, not even that. Flowian is like, yeah, mate, some other time, maybe. Holzerk now holding the line. It looks like it's going to be an ace split, potentially. 2 players that went towards Secret decided that their route should take them back towards main, into A, and through Squeaky. In comes Hurtfrisk. Heap, meanwhile, has rotated on over through ventilators, or, well, we can say vents, towards the B long position. But unfortunately, at the end, cutting up short, INDE IRAE get the pistol. And a great start here for the Russian squad, given what we've already seen on... of course, both Vertigo and Ancient. Vertigo being a bit of a hit and miss, but Ancient being definitely a show of force and a better map for the Russians.
Yeah, starting things off that way, but Dignitas, they are a danger that is looming on this map. And this time, no different either. They've got a scout, they've got a tag, a bit of damage, and the T side. A lot of the players have now been spotted already. As well, Deagle, good position to be in. He can go down the vents, I believe he has done that. They're not really doing anything yet. Grouping up towards ramp, yes, but play has to come through, and it is against Heap. This man is a headshot machine, so it is definitely going to be one of the more tough challenges for them. He can't take 1 or 2 with him. He's done his job. See how they actually want to go at this. Currently, no. It's just flashbang, no commitment. I like this. Because now Dignitas are all going to be left wondering, okay, they haven't committed here. What's the actual plan for them?
Hey, it's an 8 take. I mean, for us, it's clear as day. For Dignitas, they seem to have the same idea in a way. But depending on how they approach this, it could quickly and rapidly change their chances of winning. 5 players on A, it's a stack. They are reading this well. Like I said, they have the chances now as they take the first. Unfortunately, FaceCrack through main will be finding a piece of the pie. Forest does fall as well, and it's down to 34 seconds remaining. FaceCrack, he does not check rafters. That's a surprise. I would have imagined him looking at that foot of Heap already at this time, but still, FaceCrack waiting in CT vents as Holzerg finds Florian. And it's a 1v2 now. FaceCrack.
Oh, Holzer, did you spot him?
No, he did not, but he's probably aware, or at least he's kind of cognizant of that possibility. 10 seconds, this is everything now. Heap, if he plays his cards right, even if Holzerg dies, no, doesn't even need to die. Holzerg steals it away. The scout hits the mark, and INDE IRAE actually fall prey to the stack. The read from Dignitas being on point.
Yeah, there you have that. So, Dignitas, like I mentioned, there's always a threat with them on this map, but that goes to show why. The pistols, and now they've put in their eye on the pistols as well, so... somehow to come back. What is the way to do so? Probably not this round, even if they want to. Is the outside smokes. They have a fair bit of utility, so this still could propose a dangerous position, or to use the CT side to play a bit too close to send smokes, but nope. Not right now. Down they go. Yeah, Railway here to catch the rotates, while Lekro, he's got a precision airstrike coming through as well. Lining that one up T side. Oh, they're gonna give him a chance. There it is. Nade. A bit too deep.
Oh!
But still. Damage dealt. That's players with armor, as by the way.
It hit one of the players. You can hear the thump on the body. And a second nade might fly through. As Lekro actually gets 3 kills with the MP9. An additional $1,200. And that's going to be it. Florian is the last player in this case. I can't imagine him doing anything besides dying. You know, should be the 4th for Lekro as well. Hurry up. Okay, so Dignitas, they bounce back, losing the pistol, sure, but with that stack, they showed who's boss to INDE IRAE. And with these well-placed nades, with these well-placed second rounds, they force INDE IRAE onto a full eco. With 2 MP9s, I'd be imagining them being a little bit more aggressive, Dignitas, that is. You know, they can afford it. They are reading the economy, and I'm fairly certain they know exactly the money amount for INDE IRAE in this situation. Also, is this... yeah, this is going to be an attempt towards the B site. Bomb dropping into vents, okay.
Okay, well, can't retrieve that if if they're lucky.
Oh, God. You were talking about airstrikes, weren't you?
I did say something about them. I think that was one of those. Late delivery, but still goes. That he's going to have an easy time now. Because
somebody called
chance. Money made. Last man, you're dead.
Man, somebody called the AC-130. I'm not even joking. Like you. You played Call of Duty, right? At least the
I've
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I've played a bit.
Yeah, the AC-130 is just the single most OP thing in that game. Back in the day, at least. I haven't played it in like probably 10 years now, but... for default, but high-placed Molotov onto Silo. It actually forces the Russians to be a little bit more passive, while Dignitas get into position, posted towards the outside of main is Freiburg, and Holzerg very aggressively on blue. Like the idea, but he's isolated, he's alone, and lobby control contested for.
Punish and a half. Here's the forest, though.
If anything, it has been proven the Dignitas certainly have a lot of issues they need to kind of resolve, I would say, when it comes down to especially Ancient. And, you know, looking at Vertigo, their T side was quite horrendous. But, as I said earlier already, with Nuke starting off well for them, winning the knife was a God-given and, well, luck factor in a bit. Halzerk is already able to open up in this gun round. INDE IRAE have no response just yet, making their way down secret. Obviously, Dignitas are aware of this, or at least are suspecting this. I believe Halzerk is in position. Yes, he is. In long hallway. Should be simple enough for him to find another frag, if in case Somebody decides to be the hero. Whoa, what a quick shot. He does go for the re-peek, interestingly enough. That almost takes him out of commission, but luckily Heap is around the corner, already controlling that close push. And INDE IRAE have no real response to this, unfortunately. They really don't. And there goes the C4 as well. Whilst Railway is still outside of main.
Yeah, going really well here right now. Fortunately, not for everyone. Railway and Floby and these last two. Again, they've now got a crossfire towards Mini, but that's it. CTs. They've got only 10 seconds to wait, so this round has got to be won by them either way. Seeing if these two can survive. Railway might get taken down here. Has to watch out, but he has that second about as well, swinging at the same time. While Heap looking to punish on the lower side, will go down, and so will the next. These two players will continue, will have these weapons in this round. However, that is a very, very small victory for them in a sea of losses so far.
That's kind of poetically put. A sea of losses. All blue so far. Dignitas doing what they were sent here to do. INDE IRAE now left to their own devices. We've got a Mech 10 on face crack. Tells you the story of how poor the economy is currently for the T side. But that does not mean they have no firepower, as face crack is fast and furious. Seen. Okay, he runs towards hell. Kind of like this. Actually gets up to heaven, and he might be surprising Halzerk in this case. He will be surprising Halzerk. That's a problem. That's the op lost. Now Forest, excuse me, Heap, not Forest, is in position, yet all of a sudden this opens up a venue where Dignitas are vulnerable and susceptible to losing B site. And certainly Dignitas don't seem to have any idea that the B site has already been lost. Would you look at that? Magic.
Yeah, not realizing it, or just completely giving up and gambling towards the upper side. Either way, that does work out fairly well there for the T side. And, well, I mentioned they need to get a few rounds, and this is it here. And the Russian squad are going to be getting themselves another round. And now, from this, you got to build on this. But that's not an easy thing, considering the money on Dignitas. 3 plays to survive, and everyone around 7,000 minus Heap and Freiburg at the moment. Yeah, that's it is a bit of a tougher wall to climb, but not an impossible one by any means. However, there's that round down to dust that we enter a round of 10. Dignitas, let's see if they can manage to get themselves number 7. Or is this now the start of something great for the Russians? Certainly could be.
Yeah, you mentioned the economy, and certainly there is a bit of a uphill battle for INDE IRAE to just basically break the bank of Dignitas. But as you already said as well, it's not impossible, and I would see this happen. I could see this happen. You know, Dignitas, they lose this without getting much of anything done. The next round they rebuy, they get the ops out again, and then basically it's only one player left with some money in the bank. So overall, INDE IRAE is about a round or two away from completely frying Dignitas' chances and buy. But we are yet still in round 10, as you mentioned as well, and it is going to be an outside take once again. Smokes this time onto default. Interestingly, no counter Molotovs thrown by Dignitas to try and force a gap in that smoke, which is something that you get to see quite a little bit of. Halzerk is oblivious to somebody being above him. There's the entry, there's the loss, and all of a sudden Heap is the man of the hour. Does he get more than one? No, he only gets the one, and that's not good enough. Luckily, Lekro on point, but once again, Lekro is about to be isolated. He gets 2. Oh, he starts to untangle unscrew the silencer off his M4, but luckily, the reply from Forest is fast enough. 1v2, face crack, takes the AK. Gonna close the gap. Freiburg and Forest together from both sides. They make it happen. Together forever. And that is a bit of a luck of the draw, I'll say. Because it all started so poorly. Halzerk dying, then Lekro on ramp being isolated. Oh, excuse me, Heap, not Lekro, apologies. And Lekro as well here. If he had not gotten the secondary on Railway, God knows how it would have turned out to be. Hello, Lekro.
Yeah.
Of course, Heap. The young man. Youngster.
Starting off. Get it. Very normal Nuke stuff. A bit of spam every now and then. Try to change some of the things they are doing on the T side, though. Because in a round like this, you kind of have to. 1 AK on a Railway, that's it. Scout as well. Well, not the greatest of starts for either of the set of plays, and definitely not the next one either. One of the victims now down. We'll have to see what is going to be the actual play here, because in that they have to rely on these entries. They have to get some sort of kill, because just essentially going to a bomb site with the CTs, they've got 5 players alive. It isn't really that doable in this position. Even if you got a smoke and a Molotov, that's about it for you, but they're trying to do something. They're trying to innovate. Davkos, though, he's going to pay the price for it. World just was not ready.
Yeah, unfortunately, innovation, when you're pressed for it, usually isn't the greatest. You know, working under pressure and trying to innovate whilst doing so, yeah, I'd say it's possible, but that's why it's usually safer to fall back to your already preset defaults. And in this case, even on ecos, you can have a few ideas you can run by. Oh, nicely done by Heap. He gets the C1, just let loose the spray, gets all 3 at the end. And as I said, INDE IRAE, I think they should be focusing on what works. Outside control can be easily established. I think we've already confirmed that. Smokes allow that to happen. We didn't see Dignitas being too interested in canceling out those smokes. Obviously, they have their reasons for it. And here's the instant replay, of course, of Heap, showing us how quickly things can turn for the better. But as I was saying, with smokes down, you know, INDE IRAE can easily get to secret, potentially even. They've had some fair success before. Smokes are up now, and we can see Dignitas. The idea here is to contend in a way, but they don't really have a way to stop them from pushing forward. Railway spotted going into into Garage, but the reply is there from Lekro. Still, 4 players have made their way to Secret Stairway.
Holzer, next man with the open, having to test out what the T-side is going to do, but no. They're backing away. Okay. Lekro, he's going to get the information how to headshot his way as well. That T-side now going to continue. Her frisk is going to double and triple down. Someone finally realized they needed to do something here themselves, and the results are showing already. 103 with an AWP. Holzer up the vents, but this is in a no position.
Yeah.
That goes as well.
Well, I guess the answer was outside secret. And in the IRAE, they were, you know, very smart in, at the end, realizing if we walk into the hallway down lower B, there's a chance there's an op waiting for us on the stairway. There's a chance there's a double setup, one short, one long, and then, you know, they both peek at the same time, one on short peeking, the second on long waiting for that challenge of short. And you can have a crossfire set that pretty much clears out 5 players in the same second. So INDE IRAE decide to go back. They catch Lekro unprepared. They catch, I believe, Freiburg afterwards. And at the end of the day, Holzer caught in vents. You can't really do much. Lekro, though, meanwhile, again, delivers as Holzer is burning towards the red outside. He will find Davkos. The damage is severe, and INDE IRAE, they're losing control of their T side. If they can get, let's say, 5, 6, it's going to be fine and dandy. But if they're denied even that, then I believe Dignitas have already done what they were looking for, at least for the first half. Or have gotten what they were looking for already, to be more exact.
Exactly, and then Hinny as well. Now, Railway and Hurt Frisk. And something from these individuals that needs to show up, but the first one, that's going to be a miss, so is that second. Finally, as well, this is more the Heap we're expecting at the very start as well, right? Like, on Vertigo, yesterday we did see Heap having a fairly good game, getting entries, headshots. Lekro as well had a fantastic game yesterday as well. Today, Heap has been a bit quiet, though. So, now to see him get up and running on Nuke. That's a good thing for Dignitas. Not so great for the opposition.
Here we go. It seems like the plan is, again, towards the secret area. Second smoke is going to be a little bit late. Luckily, the Molotov is still stopping them from the push. And the nade was delayed. Well, delayed was a little bit too quick for their own good. Luckily, Dignitas don't catch a whiff of it just yet, but the push. This is exactly the setup I talked about earlier. Well, it's a little bit different with the player being in vents, but still it works like a charm to a degree. Losing Freiburg and Forest both, though, could present a unique issue for Dignitas, because now they have Halzerk on the op that's not as mobile. Then you have Lekro and Heap that are not in position. Lekro outside in garage. We've got, I believe, Heap on site B, yes indeed, and Halzerk in heaven. So, interesting development. There still sees Dignitas at an advantage, but INDE IRAE, they've made the plant possible. Now, am I seeing this right? Yeah, I am seeing this right. Railway is going all the way around towards heaven. This could actually be a magical, wondrous thing right now. No way.
As long as that, of course, does
Oh
get
boy.
something here. There it is. There's a chance now brought by Railway. But Util's going out of this. The defuse already. They even got the kits as well. So Railway, his chances are going to be numbered. And unfortunately, there's only 5 on the clock as the defuse has come through. So double digits for Dignitas. 102 seconds the difference. I'm not sure if they did realize they did stick the defuse immediately or what else the problem was there, but it didn't go for it.
I think it was
next round at the final one. What are we thinking here?
Well, basically, I'm thinking it's going to be an outside take again, an attempt. So far, they haven't really tried A at all, not even once with the execution. And I can understand that, or at least respect that, you know, if they don't feel comfortable doing it, especially against a team like Dignitas that have their defense set up down to a millisecond. You know, I can understand why you'd want to avoid going for a straight execute. But outside, albeit being successful somewhat, maybe it's time to try and do a bit of a fake out. Like, they've tried only once with the fake, and it worked with Halzerk being caught. So maybe it's time to try it again. You know, get ready with a bit of a take in towards ramp whilst getting those smokes outside. But let's first see for certain what's going to be the case here, as it is going to be an actual A take. Never mind then. But that's the reasons why that's the reason why you don't go for it. Look at the damage. Look at the kill feed. It's exactly what I kind of was talking about.
Yeah, kill feed's all blue as right now. Of course, this left all alone. He has no real way in, and his position is known. CT's the fact that the fact that INDE IRAE go for the play this fast means that they've got all the util in the world as well. So it's a Hail Mary play there from INDE IRAE. Either you get in or you don't. All to be left on the back of one man. Sure, there's time, but that's it. Again, another smoke. The third one so far towards Squeaky.
Oh, man. (11-4), huh? The rule of Zonic. Or the law Zonic. You know, 11-4, the most dangerous advantage and all that.
Exactly. That's what we've seen today as well. Especially on Vertigo with Dignitas. They were down to 11-4. They win the pistol. They win the first gun round and the second. They're back in it.
Exactly. Simple as pasul, as some would say. And to those that do not know what pasul is, it's amazing food from our side of the world. But basically, this is a straight shooting round that, you know, that's why I didn't want to see the A-take. INDE IRAE unfortunately decided to push directly in a fast execution, not even an execution, just a rush towards A through Squeaky didn't work out. They got absolutely hammered. Result is clear as day, 4-11. INDE IRAE win the pistol, potentially still secure a chance of a comeback. Lose the pistol, then it's down to the gun round to save them. Fail that, and you are going to be losing this series. It's a 1+1 equation here. And for certain, we're about to find out. Ladies and gents, the second half is live. The second pistol is live. 2 smokes, 1 molly, 1 flash on the side of Dignitas. And an aid here that could do some serious damage. Railway again. The train hits hard, but it's a 3-on-3 and lasts again. Oh! I was hoping that would be a second headshot as well.
Oh. The dualies hitting hard on the CT side, and Dignitas with the 1 plant on B as well, leaving Forrest and Lekro. 2 heavy hitters on Dignitas. Finish the round. They've got Lekro in a good position, but a CT side as well. Neither player coming from the same position, instead at different elevations, but in they go either way. The Glock waiting for his chance, and now you begin, but at CTs, they got dualies. Flowing, he nails them both. That's a cowboy for you.
Well, I mean... Oh, at least they secured themselves the pistol. I mean, that's something. It's the second pistol as well that they get here. So 3 for 3 when it comes down to pistols in general. Dignitas winning, as you already mentioned, both on Vertigo, then getting the first on Ancient, only to lose the second and therefore lose the map quite quickly after. 4-11. The Dignitas have to bounce back off of somehow. Excuse me, INDE IRAE have to bounce back off of somehow. Certainly with this force buy. Well, excuse me, not a force buy actually. My bad. My eyes deceiveth me. It's just a hero buy for Lekro. It's something that he's been doing throughout the series, and it actually worked out in some occasions quite well. So I'd imagine again that he's going to be able to secure at least a frag or 2, and they did hear the AK, so it might be already thinking that this is a force buy coming out from Dignitas. INDE IRAE might play more scared because of it, or at least a little bit more defensively. That's very good for Dignitas potentially. Oh boy. Okay.
Bit tough. Had all sunshines and rainbows for the CT side, apparently, because Dignitas getting into positions where they can deal a lot of damage. Thankfully, they have spotted the headshot or heaven player there. Nothing more for Freiburg, no surprise there. That it is on these plays with the pistols. 1 AK on Lekro still. Out of there it is as well, he called it. Gets that first, but again, that's all he gets. Heaps 23 HP. So 1 bullet from the M4 and he's dead. What else do here? 20 seconds left. Can't even pick up that bomb. Maybe a kill, but he seems to be walking out and not in the right way. I say that, but a swift headshot. That's it.
Still a lot of
that
damage,
was something.
It was. But we gotta count the losses on the side of INDE IRAE. The 3 players down for the count. The CT side already requiring a massive amount of economical boosts, or at least bonuses, to get themselves onto a comfortable amount of equipment. It is not an easy thing to accept, and as we can see here in INDE IRAE, they're not exactly entertained and happy about the idea as to how this is all going down. Now the real buy is here. Now the challenge. Dignitas, they've got an SG even on Halzerk. And 2 MP9s for INDE IRAE mean that they're going to have to play those close corners. One mistake and they could be gone. As Facecrack actually pushes into the smoke of red, finds Freiburg. That's the C4 dropped. That's perfect. It allows for a bit more control to be exerted. Or is it actually? Ooh, Forrest. And there goes Halzerk. Loses the duel though. Important victory for Hart Frisk. He now has to stay alive. He's got support by Railway's hand. The Railway pushing, but still gets away with it. Like I said, those MP9s get to close the gap. And so dangerous at these mid to, well, close positions.
And that T side who've got it into positions, but this time it's Dignitas, and they're not in a position to do anything else about this right now. They have the usual on Lecro, yes, but similarly to how their CT side was, it is INDE IRAE in a very good position themselves. More info has got to be gained here now. Look at this, the rotator's done. SG waits, and that should be a bit of a tough one. You can't really get past that easily. You can only take one before his time is up as well. That's 7 to that CT side. So one round at a time, but that's the way they're trying to make this comeback here. We've seen how that worked on Vertigo. We've seen an idea or possibility of that on the second map, but none of it was strong enough. Seen both sides of the coin. Let's see if there is going to be a middle ground.
This is it. It's coming out with another pistol Kevlar buy. Miniature investment. Dignitas might be prudent to try an inside take. You know, I'm not going to say A is going to be easy or ramp, but definitely a higher chance of them getting anywhere deep with it. Oh, Freiberg, he runs away, runs like the wind towards secret tunnels, and this could work like a charm if Florian is isolated. Or even then, if Florian doesn't die, but the rest of the team of Dignitas make it down ramp, this could get out of hand and quickly, but already the rotation has happened. I love what I'm seeing here. Dignitas, they realize, you know what? Maybe it's better to go A. 3 players are on B. There's 1 in heaven, 1 outside. This means A is basically wide open with only Hurt Frisk defending the position, though already getting the first in heaven, jumping out face crack. But the bomb will be planted, and that's a good thing, because Dignitas need a little bit of extra zing for their next up-and-coming round.
Oh boy, too soon perhaps. Also gets another shot off, but no kill enforced. Gotta expect this. Of course, only a matter of time to actually check the ladder. And there you go. The Eagle swings up very quickly, and that's at least the key to defuse that bomb now. Elvis on it. That's an easy one. Get around about 8 on the board. The CT's. Most of the players do manage to survive, and AK picked up as well. As we enter round number 20, we'll get to see if Dignitas are made of something on their T side. I guess this is where they have issues every now and then. So, possibility of now bringing it back here for the side of INDE IRAE are possible, are very likely as well.
We're about to find out. Forrest on Silo. Facecrack is awaiting that push. Dafkost, meanwhile, he's at a close angle, and I kind of like the idea here. It's not usual to see the op at this position. Lecro doesn't even know what hit him. As you can see right now, you know, Forrest is like, yeah, screw that. I'm not gonna challenge the op. I can't really do that. Holzerk is nowhere to be seen outside to try and challenge against Dafkost. Railway. If he can get the first, drop down, his job is done. Doesn't need to risk anything beyond that. Doesn't even care, because there's an op already watching the angle. Dafkost has overtaken ramp control. Meanwhile, Railway has rotated down B tunnels and trying to help him hold ramp. Yes, he will. Burning Freiberg with the molly. Dafkost has done it. And all of a sudden, this is where I think we take a turn for the worse for Dignitas. Money is gone. Advantage is basically waning. And they're left down to a 2-round difference that's quickly remedied by just a swift eco that they're about to have. Plus, potentially the next round if they don't win, which so far it doesn't look like they have much energy for. Railway, you mad lad. That's something I haven't seen in a while. Throw away the USP to try and make it seem like it's a flashbang.
Old trick as well so far, though.
Oh boy, yeah, that's the
third home plan for this. Surely he's not going to pull this off.
It's going to be hard, yeah. Not impossible. The molly pretty much breaks it here. But that would have been actually potentially doable if the Molotov wasn't present. Like, if the molly doesn't land as he starts planting, and he gets to at least pull out the op whilst the molly has landed to start to burn him, he can then choose to take a bit of a slower peek to the left, peek out the player, get the first frag, a 1v1, and then it's, you know, all bets are off afterwards is in a scenario like that, but obviously didn't happen. Saved by the bell, 11-9, and INDE IRAE continue to pick up the slack from the first half. 5 rounds already so far. They're doing splendidly. And Dignitas, as I said, would have been an eco if they had not planted. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been an eco. They would have bought anyway, because they got the max loss bonus going in now, and well, a little bit of money saved up anyway. Freiburg doesn't seem entertained. Doesn't seem happy. Deep in thought, Forest.
Yep. What else are they going to be, though? That's the thing we're going to find out now. That T side of the last round, they do bring it at least somewhat close, but again, things are going to be continuing this way. Dignitas, they're going to be running out of rounds. And I mentioned they have problems on their T side. That's something that is showing as of right now as well. What would be the way to get back at this? What would be the play that really gets him a chance here? I can tell you that's not it, though. That gets a chance again. He's been a bit quiet so far, but still, he's at least getting these kills on the board when it matters, so make it a comeback. Now is the next one for Dignitas, and they double down into A they go. Now we're hurt. Frisk needs to defend, but it can't do so. At the east side, they are still trading at this point. Forrest brings it back to the last man standing. It is Davgos. It is the op. He knew where, or he knows where he was. That was a long time ago to Forrest as well. Not planted towards A. Heads towards round, but goes to up heaven instead.
One v one. I guess the answer to your question as to what they need some individual brilliance and more than anything, perhaps a little bit of luck on their side as well. INDE IRAE. Davkos has no idea this is going to be a B plant. Now he hears it, now he knows, but switching out to the M4, a smart choice. He does not want to risk it all on a single bullet that takes 3 seconds to put back into the chamber and shoot again. Davkos opens short. Now Forrest knows. Forrest is well aware. But what will he do? Well, he's playing the off angle. He's playing this patient defense moment, and he will get it. Davkos does not predict the fact that he is behind the bomb plant, behind, more specifically, the bomb position. He had a molly, if I saw correctly, Davkos. He had a smoke. So if we go hindsight 2020, you know, there should have been a Molotov thrown. Could have been a smoke thrown for the cross, made his life a lot easier. One or the other would have been already enough. But instead decides to go wide, gets caught, and that is Dignitas' 12th round. As all of a sudden, on its head INDE IRAE, without money left in the bank, they have bought up what they could. Lose this, and you face the music of 14, potentially 15 already from Dignitas. But on the other hand, Dignitas is the same, economically broken. And this is a bit of a, you know, win-lose scenario in this case, a big lose scenario more than anything.
Exactly. Good bit of chance for that T side to break the TTs as mentioned. Find it out. Are they going to let them? So far, they've done it quite well to bring this back to a point where they can contest this. Demonstrating Sonic law yet again. However, there's Holzerk, an entry found for the T side, and in it they go towards the A site now. Or at least looking to wrap around it. Ramp as well is possible, especially if Railway goes down here, so he has to be on point, but that's the first. Oh, they're going to expect the second, they are. But he survives for now. Up heaven, up ladder, faking it, but that's giveaway. Plan for the T side. There you go, into the site they go, and headshots are coming in as well. It's going all too well for Dignitas in this round. Finally, something that works out in a round that's convincing.
Yeah, they checked their corners. They were, you know, they were aware of where potentially their opponents could be hiding. Obviously, for INDE IRAE, they couldn't predict that they're going to be that easily checked, or at least that easily clicked. And I can imagine that there was a reason for the player in main to be this obvious of a position. Usually you have somebody checking that first cross, so it's basically a bait and switch scenario. Instead of being alone without support, well, it's very hard to hold that. Full eco now. As I said, money is gone, meaning 14 is almost confirmed, and this is still a very painful round for Dignitas, albeit they don't care. Now they care only about getting as many as possible, and they've already closed the gap down to 2 remaining to close the series. Ladies and gents, we are potentially on the verge of seeing a victory for Dignitas and securing themselves the match and the semifinals.
Yeah, now to see if Dignitas are going to make it through. Fairly good chance to do so, but they need to do something real fast here as well again. Stop INDE IRAE from getting too much on the board, and it's all about the rounds that are now here. CT's, their economy all invested into this one, so can they break them? They are taking it slow. They're not going to be rushing into anything. This is the one thing we're not seeing from them yet, is the outside control. The one that gave them that last run so easily. That they are waiting. There the smokes. That attack towards the lower side seems a very possible case here as well. And indeed, the slow rotations are going to be a thing that might affect things right here. Unless they want to try and leave that A side a bit more vulnerable, then that's definitely got to be the case. But now, in they go, down towards the lower side. Secret stairs, a few plays to make their way down.
Yeah, FaceCrack hears everything. And this, you know, for Dignitas is not necessarily a committed take of towards B. They might want to convince INDE IRAE that this is in fact what's happening, but as you can see, they've left only Lecter in that position. Forrest jumps into garage to check it. Gets actually white swung by FaceCrack, Davkos from heaven, and INDE IRAE are making it happen here as Halzerk replies, but the damage is already quite severe on 2 of the players. Well, 3 technically on Lecter as well. A 4v3 though, INDE IRAE in heavy advantage, and the round is gone. There is not enough time to do anything about it. This will be 10th for IR, I guess you can say. And that is Dignitas kind of being a little bit slow on the response. Luckily, they have the money for a rebuy. The best, but there is enough to get out those AKs to Forest and Freiburg. And a timeout to discuss what the hell just happened and how could they have forgotten about the timer, just like on Ancient as well.
Exactly, that was one of the big things, and again, now we'll get to see. How are they going to come into this? What is the actual plan again? That's the one thing. They have a game plan, yes. Is it working? What do we think? Is it working to the extent they're hoping it to?
Well, I mean, clearly it's working to a degree, but I don't think they're going to be overly happy with the, you know, with what they thought would be going down and what's actually happening. So to your question, to answer your question, I would say no. I don't think they're happy with how it's all going. Albeit, perhaps there are a few more aces up their sleeve. Let's see, FaceCrack again in garage. Surely they're well aware the spray is pretty much a telltale sign. Davkos joining, good nade on Lekro. Oh, Lekro, has he found a hole in defense? I think he has. Oh boy.
Flashbang.
This is going to be a tough one.
Here's the flash, here's the swing, and a big old So it is slow, but it is also a climb they're trying to make here. Showing that D side of rounds they got only a fluke at this point. They want to continue here. They want to make it to the semifinals.
Wanna. Question is, will they? It is an eco. Dignitas should be down to a 2-round difference at an advantage, but don't underestimate the Deagle.
Well, we'll say that we are currently running a bit over the allocated time, so Copenhagen for this one. If you're here for this or that one, don't go anywhere. It'll be about 5 minutes after this one ends. Right now, though, focus still on Dignitas and INDE IRAE here. One of these teams is gotta go home. Well, staying home, not feeling great. Always love making that distinction.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's
the
funny.
times we live in.
It's funny. You gotta say it.
Yeah, you do. Well, we gotta say it as well. Outside take is happening, and Dignitas might be inclined to go secret, especially if they get an entry early on. Facecrack here should be the one listening in. He's got the Enigma device. Does he decrypt it? The answer is probably, because as far as I can tell, already rotation happening towards the B site. That would be Railway to take control of that catwalk. Could be making his way into long control room as well. And Davkos has taken his position on ramp, so he's ready for that fast rotate. But there's one issue that I could see. Even if Davkos, rotates down B, if Railway dies, Davkos is alone without anybody being close to vents to rotate down B immediately. This is a B-side take that INDE IRAE have no response to, but nevertheless, Davkos does take the first. It starts off perfectly. Railway and Titanic. The bomb will be planted, but Heap replies. Hurt Frisk is down. Heap with the second. Railway signals off as Facecrack finds another, and it's down to Heap as the lurk. A 1v3. The round is gone. This is 13, and Dignitas with the plant, as I said, at least have another buy on their hands. That is the best thing they've got going here.
Exactly. That's now at least. A round of 28 is up next at what could be one of the final chances for you to place a bit of money on this as well. Because Pinnacle, they are offering guys a deposit bonus up to €100 when you do decide to sign up using the code Malta21. Cost terms and conditions only applying only over 18s as well. And then the most important thing when you don't have funny words, stop betting. Never make any bets when you're feeling frustrated, and Even one above this I'd place. A new one you're gonna hear. Don't go to pros DMs, please.
Oh god, that's just cringe. That's just full
Exactly.
cringe. That's
The
just
word I was
like,
looking for as well, and you just delivered it. It is cringe.
yeah, it's just sad cringe, really. In any case, 14-13. This is where things, take the wild turn for the worst or for the best for one of these two teams. Let's find out for certain. INDE IRAE luckily have a bit of bank to fall onto, but it's not perfect. It certainly ain't where they wanted to. Davkos finds one. Hurt Frisk as well delivers. This is the duels that they needed to win. These are the ones. As another one falls, that's Halzerkin hot, and so goes Lekro, and a clean one. As Dignitas literally fall apart at the seams, and in the final effort to find the 15th, Dignitas are denied that luck. They run out of money. There is nothing in the bank that saves them now. No AKs with helmets, at least, to save them. What this means? Pistols, Kevlar. Yes, that's the best they can do. But the worst thing that could happen, unfortunately for them still, is the fact that now INDE IRAE is not only 2 away from winning, but most likely just the 1 left.
Most walls outside are down, but they gotta make their way through as well if they want to have even a slight chance in this, whatever. Yeah, gonna see how this one goes. Here's one man towards the B site as well, but that Molotov was beat by Freiburg. Well, the rest of the team is gotta be behind them. Railway. This is not... No, you gotta be careful. The Tech Knight awaits. He's not even thinking of it.
Ooh.
In comes the op, though. Thankfully saves them. Davkost. 17 kills to his name right now. Has shown up in the end, but Forrest, he's got to dig him down, remove the AWP. Bomb goes down to Dignitas. It could be happening yet again at the same exact thing we've seen so often with the pistols. Are the ones that do decide to win these rounds. That is all on the floor with a face crack to try and deny, but here's that first. Lekro's next to the one man in from the vents as well, but here he goes. That AK spray is messy, down to 1. Heap, another chance to end this round.
1 HP for Flowian. Oh, he
easy.
falls. Heap. He could have just done it. He might have just done it. He pulls out the AK as well, but the defuse will happen. Heap. He will hold the spray. He will get it. Heap saves Dignitas. Not just a heap of trouble, but actually a headache that would have broken them in half. And INDE IRAE, after getting an unsurmountable amount of frags and even an unsurmountable victory back in their hands, they are destroyed by the single one deagle shot by Heap. 15-14.